And a good Thursday, everybody. Welcome in. Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Hanging out on this, what is it, Thursday? Yeah, we're at the Omni Nashville Hotel here at Barlines. What's up, JoJo?
Oh, man, we're good to go. Love coming to Barlines. Our good friend Todd Roderman will stop by. Nice crowd. People looking at us up there now. I'm nervous. She's pretty. Hi,
Wow.
I'm going to hide behind my computer.
That's
here.
at Big Joe on the go.
I'm going to hide. No, we're good, man. It's a beautiful day. It's going to be a beautiful weekend. It's a beautiful day. A lot to get to. We're really excited. And, yeah, man, I'm running on fumes. But you know what? People don't care. They just want to know if you show up or not. Oh, that messes up too.
Yeah,
there we go.
It's a little.
It's every time I'm down here. Now that sounds much better.
Yeah. So, so you got in at what? 4
o'clock this morning. A quick funny story. I
heard
you
you met a team too.
So we arrived back at the airport, the Philadelphia airport, the same time the 76ers did. So we had to wait while their plane pulled up, and then we had 5 buses in the parking lot. Well, we were blocking all the Sixers players in, and so they got off the plane, went to and they had nowhere to go. So a few of them had a few choice words for us for blocking the buses. This is 1:30 in the morning. They just beat the Celtics. They're feeling good about themselves, and here's this football team from Middle Tennessee trying to get home.
Like, oh man, it's the 76ers. And I'm like, yeah, kid, get out of my way. I want to go home.
One guy came by me. He was 7 feet tall. I'm like, man, you're tall. He's like, is this your bus? And I'm like, no. He's like, you need to move it because I got to go home. I was like, did y'all win? How was the game last night? Did you do
like, I'm not the bus driver.
I'm not the bus driver at all. So, yeah. And so, like, Joel Embiid was there and all the players like, oh, my gosh. He couldn't have cared less. He walked straight to us. I mean, look, I get it. But it was just kind of random running into this Philadelphia 76ers at 1:30 in the morning.
Well, good. That's a fun story.
That's a great story. I'm going to tell it at all the coffee shops around town.
That's a positive thing for the NBA right now.
Oh, my gosh.
There are some non-positive things with Chauncey Billups and Terry Rozier being arrested in gambling inquiries. So,
man, what is going on there, right?
There's the mafia. The mafia's involved.
I ain't saying a word. That's Chase McCabe saying that. So,
I'm just reading the report.
Yeah, I mean, if you haven't heard, yeah, so a head coach and a player, right?
Yeah, Portland Trail Blazers coach Chauncey Billups and Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier have been arrested as a part of a pair of wide-ranging investigations related to illegal sports betting and rigged poker games backed by the mafia, authorities said Thursday. Both have been placed on leave from their teams, the NBA said in a statement. You think?
That is, boy, I tell you what, that is – are we surprised? We're not surprised, right? Not at all.
No. I'm not. I mean, you know, I think even with the legal sports betting, like, you knew that there was going to be this stuff that was coming. Now, you sent a fantastic tweet to us this morning that said, back in the day, how you handled sports betting, and it's Michael Jordan in a Birmingham Barons uniform. I laughed pretty hard at that.
Oh, that was great. Yeah, that was the whole thing. Is like
that's always been the rumor. That's never been confirmed.
Yeah, when he stepped away for 2 years from basketball to be a baseball player, the rumor's always been, yeah, you need to take a break for a little bit. There's some things we need to investigate, and so
Stern. It's supposedly David Stern went to him directly. And just said, look, why don't you go play baseball? Your dad just died, like all that. Go play baseball,
right?
And I'll take care of this.
Yeah, and that was – so when I saw that picture, I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember this. This is very vivid for a lot of us back in 1993 when he just won 3 straight. And he's like, I'm going to go play baseball. We're like, what? And then he went and played baseball for 2 years. And then he came back after 2 years and won
3 more.
Won 3 more titles, 96, 97, and 98, and got it done. So, yeah, it's funny, too, because ESPN's doing the story on it this morning. They're taking down the betting odds on the crawl at the bottom of the screen. There's nothing there. So I don't know if they're kind of saying, hey, we don't need to be part of this, or this is something that we do. But there's going to be more and more of this story that comes out throughout the day.
615-737-1025 is our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHonda.com. We are at Barlines at the Omni Nashville Hotel today, where we will be until 3 o'clock as usual on Thursdays. We'll talk to some high school coaches at 1:30 about our game of the week. White House and Pearl Cone should be a good one over at Pearl Cone. As the season is winding down. Next week is the last week of the regular season, and then it's playoff time.
It is, and the Titans, with the big announcement, they just placed L'Jarius Sneed on injured reserve and brought up some people I've never heard of. So that's good.
Yeah, so they have signed Joe Bacci. Now, you loved him out of Michigan State. He's a linebacker.
Bacci, yeah.
Signed to the practice squad, Lance McCutcheon out of Montana State. And then, yes, as you mentioned, L'Jarius Sneed on IR.
Folks, this is called rearranging chairs on the deck of the Titanic. This is all this is right now, because these are a bunch of moves that are just like, what in the world's going on for what is a very bad
Get used to
team.
it. Get used to it. I mean, look, this is how it's going to be this week. And our intern, Jakey Baby, asked me earlier, like, do you think Indy could hang 50 on the Titans? And I'm, at first I'm like, it might be a little too much, but
well, I mean,
because you're probably not going to have Simmons either.
We're like, the spread is what, 14.5?
Yeah.
I mean, when you get past 14, your team is awful. I was reading like a 14-point spreads are rare in the National Football League. You can see a 10s and 11s, but 14. I remember when the Jacksonville Jaguars played Denver with Peyton's last year, they were 19-point underdogs. That's how bad Jacksonville was. And so this is bad. I mean, this is really bad, but I think the Colts just want to win games and keep on going. I don't think they want to put 56. Means that if they win 24-20, that's fine as long as they win and go on. But I will tell you, folks, the Titans historically win crazy games in the year. One game. They'll win one game where they're not supposed to win.
This Titans?
No, it's the franchise. They've always won one game.
There's the history, and then there's this mess.
I know. Yeah, that's the funny thing.
With the owner that doesn't go to the owner meetings.
It's busy, man.
Yeah.
Let's see you count cash all day.
Look, and I want to, because I'm not going to say who this person was, but I had a funny conversation with someone about this. That's like, why do you care so much about her speaking? Because a lot of owners don't speak. And I go, that is fair. However, when everything was hunky-dory and good, she was everywhere.
Right.
And she was reading. Now, she wasn't doing interviews and press conferences and stuff, but she was reading statements, or she was introducing people. She was at Vrabel's press conference. She was at Jeffrey Simmons when he was drafted. Like, she was visible. Now that it's bad, she wants to go hide in a cave. Right. That's where I have a problem. And then that person was like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and that's
like you can't, because I guarantee you, if they turn this thing around and they open that new stadium, she's going to be everywhere.
Well, I mean, why not be visible a little bit and then say, I think if she came out and said, look, we are working really hard. I trusted Chad and Mike to get this thing done, and please support us, and we're going to fight. I mean, we've had opportunities they could do this, and they've never – somebody needs to tell them, look, some of these questions are setting you up to tell the fan base, here's what we're doing, and they're so stupid they don't realize that.
Look, what I would advise to them, and I know they listen, what I would advise to them is just go to her and say, Amy, what we need you to do is, even if you sit down with Amy Wells or Taylor Zarza or whatever, I mean, hell, bring Mike Keith back for, one more time. But just sit down and say, look, I know a lot of the fans have been upset with the way things have gone. I've been upset too. But I have entrusted Chad Brinker to be our president of football operations and speak for me and make these decisions in football.
Right.
And I trust him and Mike Borgonzi to find the right head coach for the Tennessee Titans.
Pretty simple.
I've entrusted Burke Nihill to continue to run the business side, and I look forward to watching our Titans get better over the next couple of years, just like you do. Do something as simple as that. While there's going to be some people that are going to fight it and say it's a cop-out and all that stuff. It's going to make things better because she has then said something.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. These questions, like when I asked them, the team tomorrow you put on the field, can win the Super Bowl. I know they're not going Super Bowl, but I want to give them a chance to say, hey, we're going to fight like our tails off to get there. Now, the reassurance that I know that they're working hard, if I'm invested in this football team, that I know they're working hard at St. Thomas Sports Park to put a winning product on, I think that goes a long way instead of laughing at my question and then kind of dismissing everything.
Yeah, notice that's come up a couple. That question's been brought up again.
One guy.
Now, look, I do agree that if she's really going to do something, that I don't think Brinker's the guy. I have no issue with you appoint a that's what I've been telling her to do. Appoint a football guy to run the football team.
Right.
But you need to appoint the right football person to run the football team.
Yep.
And I think Borgonzi is that guy, not Chad Brinker.
Yeah.
The GM typically was that person.
I totally agree with that. And that's the thing, is that I want to hear from him. That's why we want to hear from him, to say, hey, we're fighting like heck over here. Trust us. We're going to get it done. Whatever you need to say. But you had the opportunity to do that. And so far, nobody has done any of that. And now you're sitting there at 1-6, like, what the hell's going on over there? Because we don't know. And most of the people don't know.
There was a moment in the press conference yesterday with Cam Moore that has a few people talking, some laughing, some not so much. And I'm kind of curious of what you think, because I don't know if you've heard this or not.
I saw pieces of it, but I'm not all the way there.
You will hear that coming up next.
Right. But I want to get our question of the day out real quick. Our question of the day, Chaser, is brought to you by
Aries Tactical.
Yes.
Your Aries Tactical.
They're the best.
They are.
The absolute best. And Aries Tactical.
I don't have the – oh, here we go. Presented by Aries Tactical. Your safety, your skill, your Aries Tactical. Check them out at ariestactical.com.
Love Aries Tactical. All right, our question today is, a friend of mine, and this is for everybody out there listening, a friend of mine is trying to talk me into going up in a hot air balloon.
Oh.
So I am curious, if you've ever been in a hot air balloon, let me know how it was, because I'm not doing this. But if you've gone, would you go? Have you been? What was your experience like? Because I'm not doing this. I'm not going up in a hot air balloon, but I don't know if you've ever been up in one, and what were your thoughts? 615-737-1025. Have you ever been up in a hot air balloon? Would you go up in a hot air balloon? If you did do it, what was it like? I just want to know how insane some people are for doing this, because there's no way on this planet I am doing that. Have you been in one?
No.
Would you go up in one?
Yeah, I'd probably.
You been in one?
They've been in one. Okay.
I would
do it.
Was it good? Oh, okay. We got one crazy person here, and
I don't think they're crazy. I mean, I would do it.
Because she's pretty, and she said she did it, and that's why he's going to see the influence of somebody pretty on this guy. It's crazy.
No, I would do it for the adventure.
You were adamant about going no, and then she said she went
No,
up.
that's not true. Now you're just making stuff up. Now you're just trying. Look, they're blushing now.
Right.
Now you're just making stuff up. Good job.
You're welcome, buddy.
615-737-1025. That's our phone and text line. Driven by WilsonCountyHonda.com. Hear from Cam Ward next. Agree or disagree with what he did? We will discuss that. Chasing Big Joe, 1025, The Game.
want to see if y'all can repeat this play. And this is the easy one, too. YMO. Let's just do this one. Let's go gun, deuce right closer, Z-top, fire 6J, Rhea, boom, F-shift, H-burst on the turn.
No chance.
I'll give you these ones. This is a base game plan right here. This is a base game plan. Gun, gen right baffle, 2-jet, Costco, white basic.
No chance.
Come on, ball, you got me sacked out there.
It was Cam Ward yesterday having a little fun with the media, asking them to recite a play. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 the game at Barlines at the Omni Nashville Hotel. So our good friend Jill Jelnick from Fox 17 sent me the video of that initially. And I was like going through my day and doing the show, and I kind of looked at it and I was like, why did he do that? Like, that was my initial reaction of like why do that? And then I went back and watched it again, and I laughed, and I was like, okay. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. Like, he's having fun. He's showing some personality. I think that he was proving a point. He was trying to prove a point. I'm not going to say that he wasn't. But people that are just going after him and saying, like, how bad that was and, like, how bad it makes him look, I'm not going that far. Like, I mean, I probably wouldn't have done that if I was in his position, but I know it was all in good fun, and that's what he was doing.
Was the question he was asked?
That I don't know. I
mean, I know he's been a little hot under the collar about being called out, some plays and dropping the ball and the fumbling interception. So if you're doing it for be a smart ass, I think you've lost it. And I think, to me, until I know the entire context of that, I think he's being a little smart ass about it. You don't know the play, it's like,
all right, well,
I know it when you throw an interception. I know when you miss an open guy. I know when you throw a touchdown pass. I know when you hit a guy and stride down the sidelines. I know good and bad football. We're not stupid. I understand all that. But if you're doing that to kind of say, well, you don't know what we're doing in these play calls and trying to be cool about it, that's fine. I mean, be a jerk about it.
I think they took it out of the transcript. I don't even think
They did. It was not on the press conference. I had to grab it from Twitter. This, I think, was just him having a little fun with the media.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have that.
I just want to know what came. I mean, because he had said.
So was it at the? And why cut it out? Now, all right. Now I'm mad. And now I'm mad at the Titans again.
Yeah.
Like, okay, he is having fun. I'm with you. I kind of want to know more of the context. But why cut it out? Why cut it out of the transcript? Why cut it out of the video that you post?
You know.
Now, what are you hiding?
The PR machine over there, or just any chance? Like, oh, they're gonna. So if it's in good fun, they leave it up. But the fact that this clip's been played quite a bit now, I think there's more to it.
Yeah.
And so when you lash out at a reporter, a la Butch Jones did that, and not,
But this isn't lashing out.
Well, I mean, it's like being a smartass, saying, well, you don't know the play. Can you recall a play? What he said that, can you spit back a play to me to Paul the other day?
Yeah.
So I think there's
no. It was what play? What play are you talking about?
Yeah, right. Yeah. So I think there's a little malice involved in this, a tad bit, to say, you don't know what I'm going through, what we're doing. I'm like, Paul's covered a lot of football there, Cam, before you were born.
Yeah.
So, I mean, calling he shouldn't know the play.
Right.
Paul Kaharski should not know the play, right?
But I think, and I agree with you there, but I think yesterday he was just trying to have a little fun. I think one thing he has needed to do is show a little bit more of his personality, and I think that was a way to do it.
I hope you're right. But
and if that's the case, I don't have an issue with it.
Then why take it out?
Well, that's them.
That's
on them. That's
take it out of the official transcript.
That's probably somebody sitting at their desk going, well, we can't let this get out here.
But yet it gets out anyway. I mean, you're not going to stop the social
what are you
media
going to do?
train.
Take everybody? Oh, great. So now we're going to get a release. Say nobody can bring cell phones to the press conference anymore.
I laugh in a very way because
I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something. If they do that, if they start pulling stuff like that, then I implore the local media, stop covering them.
Okay.
Because you know how you make a flame die out? You take the oxygen away. So make that two-tone, stupid, thumbtack-looking flame die out,
Like a
And
young,
take the oxygen away if they do that.
You're
Now you got me mad.
you're like
I was in a good mood today.
Well, you're like a young Zig Ziglar. You got some inspirational coming out of you today. Look, I think if when I hear that quote, I think he's being a smartass. I totally do.
Which again, if he is, I don't really have a problem with that.
Spit back play to me. All right.
Zip right 52 3A fly.
Spit back. I mean, come on.
0Y banana or whatever.
We
it is.
shouldn't know the
Spider
plays.
2Y banana.
Spider 2Y banana.
Yeah, that's the Gruden joke. We shouldn't know your play calls. We shouldn't know those. I mean,
I know. I
a
wonder
stupid
if they
comeback.
cut it out because the coaches are like, why would you give a play out?
Right? So it's going to get to the point where they're not even going to parade him out there. It's just I don't know if they're required to do that. I don't know if they are or not. So I don't know. If he's trying to do that to be cool and throw knowledge out there, it fell flat. Absolutely fell flat. Worry about your football team and 1-6. Worry about holding on to the football, Cam, and not dropping it when somebody's approaching you. Worry about getting rid of the ball when you think you got 8 seconds to throw the ball and Max Crosby's about to end you. I mean, don't worry about the media. Just concentrate on that. It's part of the game, man. You're going to get questions. Your team is 1-6. They're terrible. You're not playing well. You've shown flashes of being really good. So until that happens, man, just ride this train and understand that's part of everybody's job, whether you like it or not.
Okay, we have a texter that says 3337. That says, I watched the video about an hour ago on the Titans website about Wednesday's practice. It was joking around. Observation from Wednesday's practice from Jim Wyatt. Y'all are taking this out of context. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just wanting to I think it's funny for the most part. So hang on. I'm reading through Jim Wyatt's great work here.
Well, that's the thing. I need to know the entire context of that. We're not making – if he's lashing out, I and trying to be funny.
Yeah, it's not in there.
So there you go. My point was made. They took this out of the press conference, out of the official transcript of what he said yesterday. But it lives on forever on the internet, and that's what it is. Jim have it in there? Nope.
Well, I don't – I'm trying to find it. I mean, I'm having to kind of talk on the radio and read at the same time, which is
you can do that.
I can't walk and chew gum, so
you cannot do that.
that's not easy. Yeah, and look, McCoy last week when he was asked about RPOs and stuff was acting like he was giving away trade secrets. So, I mean, that very well could be something if it's like everybody thought it was fun, but it's like, oh wait, he's giving away play calls, so somebody's freaking out.
Because they're all so nervous. Look, they have oodles and oodles and oodles of tape on Cam. They have 7 games of tape on Cam Ward now. You're starting to see some of the tendencies. So trying to hide some stuff. Get out of here, man. What's going on?
Yeah. I have watched it. 3337. Now I can't find it anymore. So maybe you want to fight. Let's go.
Maybe it's Cam Ward texting you.
Maybe it's Mike McCoy. I understand it's a video. Thank you.
It's okay, man.
I mean,
I just got to know what led up to that question and what was he frustrated? Was he mad? Was the question setting him off? Or did somebody say, can you call a play for us? Is that what he got out there? I don't know. But this is the nonsense we have to talk about when your football team is terrible.
Yeah, I would rather talk about this than the football team being terrible.
I'd rather talk about hot air balloons.
Yeah, well, we'll do that coming up next. I promise I won't make you talk Titans anymore.
I'm fine. I'm fine, but you're putting lipstick on a pig. That's what we're trying to do. It's just a terrible football team, and I don't think there's a chance. I don't think they're going to be favored in another game the rest of the year. I think Sunday could be really bad for this football team. The Colts are on a mission.
Scott in Shelbyville says, what makes Ward look bad is that he is a turnover machine. He is worse than Levis with his crazy passes.
I'm not going to argue. I mean, the fumbling has to stop. It has to stop. And I'm kind of upset because it's like, oh, nonchalant, like, oh, I'll try to do better. Well, that was the Raiders game. And then the Patriots game, what was this on Sunday? Led to their touchdown. I mean, got a lot of work to do, man.
Yeah.
He's got talent, but there's a lot of work to do.
Oh, there is a lot of work to do. There's a lot of work to do here. Live at the Omni Nashville Hotel. It's Chasing Big Joe. here on this Thursday. I want to tell you about pregame coming up this Sunday. Big Joe will be there, and Dr. Crane is going to be there too.
No way.
Congratulations, Dr. Crane.
Thank you very much.
You're going. Welcome to come by Twin Peaks in Madison, home of the 29-degree beer. Enjoying 102.5 The Game for the pregame show before the Titans take on the Colts. Pregame is brought to you by Parman Tractor and Equipment and Old National Bank right here on 102.5 The Game.
All right, guys, Big Joe here, and I tell you all the time that you deserve the best in life, and where you should live and where you're living should also be the absolute best. You know, at Reunion Township on 109, that is the best. Resort-style living with the luxury you deserve, nestled perfectly between Mount Juliet and Lebanon. I cannot wait for you to see this wonderful property. Reunion Township on 109 has 1, 2, and 3 spacious bedroom apartment homes, complete with attached garages, state-of-the-art living, and everything you need, and amenities out of this world. The website is reuniontownship.com, reuniontownship.com. And listen, now you can get 2 months free when you lease. 2 months free, resort-style living, quiet, spacious, and again, the luxury you absolutely deserve. The website, reuniontownship.com. Welcome home.
And I can't give you too much information on that. I wish I could, because I'm not going to come out and say we're doing this, we're playing that, we're doing this, because, you know, obviously they're going to watch this. And so if I make a bunch of comments about certain different schemes, doesn't matter what the scheme is, they're going to take advantage of that. So I'm not going to really comment too much right now on all the philosophical things on what we want to do with Cam.
McCoy. The great music, Dr. Crane. So let me get this straight. Is he just paranoid like a lot of coaches are? All coaches are? Or is this like a backhanded way of the organization saying that Brian Callahan gave too much away and they think that's the reason they were losing?
I think they don't have they have a clue.
Yeah.
I don't think they have a clue. The report came out last week that they simplified the game plan for Cam, which I read is like, instead of us trying to do 57 things, let's do 5 things really well that you work on. It had nothing to do with intelligence. It had nothing to do with him not understanding things. It's like, hey, let's try to do 5 or 6 things really well and not worry about things that you don't do well. And I think that was the problem before, but he's still got the same coordinator out there. And like we've seen, that's the frustrating part. You've seen flashes of him.
You mean the coordinator that doesn't call plays and then the quarterback coach that does call
Yeah,
plays?
that guy. Yeah. Bo Hart agreed. I mean, the pass to DK was perfect the other day. I mean, and he
almost, did you hear what he said? He said he almost checked out of it.
Ooh, shouldn't have done that.
Like, why? Why would you even? I mean, look, I don't know. Obviously, he knows more than I do on that. But like, why would you even consider checking out of that?
Well, and that's it. Is that we've seen the flashes. So we'll see what happens. But now, I mean, you got 7 games of tape on him. The offensive line's terrible. I'd send the whole town after Cam Ward because they can't protect you. When a quarterback gets pressure, he does things that he's not normally used to doing. So this is. How should I put it? We compare this to Aikman and Manning all the time in 89 and 98, but it's eerily similar. I mean, the team's terrible. He's going through a lot, and you hope, and I think he is. I think he's learning. I mean, the guy doesn't back down from a challenge, so I think they got their quarterback. He's just surrounded by nobody right now. That's the problem.
Right. 615-737-1025. Dave has an answer to our question of the day. Hello, Dave.
Hello, I got a great transition between Titans hot air and hot air balloons. So back in the 80s, my wife was working production on a Loretta Lynn TV show. And so she said, come on, they need some doubles. So I got to ride in a hot air balloon with about 6 other people out at Loretta Lynn's Dude Ranch. And it was beautiful. It was a fall just like now, beautiful sights. The only problem was I think I learned that balloon could go up and down, but directionally it was a little bit more challenged to do. So we landed up in a farmer's pasture, and they came out of the house wondering what we were doing. But the other trick to it, Joe, when we landed, it turned on its side and drug. And so we were sort of on top of each other, which as it in the pasture. So all is good, though. It's a beautiful thing to do. It was a great time.
Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it.
Dave, you just talked me out of this. I'm not doing that. You get dragged across a
I
pasture.
can just see they carry us up in it. They would land, and you and I get drunk across.
I mean, what's the recourse if you go up in a hot air balloon and the guy's like, oh, no. I mean, what do you do? I mean, what can you do when that happens? Oh no!
You talk to God.
Oh no! Do I bring a lighter too to probably get something going? I can't do it. And the problem is, if you go to YouTube and like hot air balloons, like the first 600 videos are hot air balloons crashing. So I'm not. And God bless you if you've done it and you love it. You are tougher than I am. I cannot do this.
Why did I just get a visual of, being here in the South? You got like. Southern people that are kind of jack of all trades, like they can fix stuff or and so I just got this visual of a guy going, well, that ain't good.
Right. But you get up there and then like he said, you can go up and down, but directionally you don't know where you're gonna go. So I can't, I just cannot do this because I don't understand why I'm still here anyway on Earth. So I don't need the hot air balloon to say
you are here on Earth to be 1-year-old Lennon Kate's grandpa.
Yeah, it is. Man, see, I was going to have celebrity birthdays and throw it out there.
I know, but I beat you to it.
My granddaughter turns 1 today, so she's absolutely beautiful, and it's a love like I've never known in my life. And those who have grandkids understand that as well. But yeah, that's it. I want to see her grow up, so I'm not going to some dumb hot air balloon.
Your little squeaky
butt. Yeah, first time I held her, she squeaked. And then I put her down, and I picked her back up again, and she squeaked. So she squeaked like the first 7 times that I picked her up. So that's my little squeak box. And so that's it. So I will not be here tomorrow. They live in Mississippi. So heading down tomorrow for her big birthday weekend.
Yes, that's going to be cool. Well, please send my love to her and Hannah. And
Thank you,
what's your
Matt.
son-in-law, Matt? Yeah.
Matt. Yeah. So
Who you adore.
I tell you all the time, if you have a daughter and then your daughter finds a man who loves Jesus and loves your daughter more than life itself, you have struck gold.
Yeah.
And then I have struck gold with that. The only problem is my birthday's Saturday, and that's her birthday party. So nobody cares about my birthday Saturday, which is fine.
We'll send you a couple of texts. You'll hear from me and Ricky.
Yeah, right?
Jakey Baby, Nick Frazier.
Jakey
Dutch
Baby,
Gang.
yeah. So it's a fun one. No, I'm amazingly blessed, but thank you for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy birthday to Lennon. I was going to go somewhere else with
Right
this.
there. Look who's calling in.
Kenny the Mailman, let's go. It's always better when Kenny the Mailman calls in. What's up, Kenny?
Hey, don't start laughing before I even say anything. How are y'all?
We're good. How are you?
I am so nervous. This is the first time I've ever broke news in my life. And I wanted to wait for your show because I appreciate y'all. I've been watching Twitter all day and they hadn't mentioned it. So are y'all ready to get some tight news?
Heck yeah.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
You know, but Mr. Bud Walters lives on my route, and we've been talking about this for 3 days. And he really likes the idea. It's an original idea that helps the station. It's going to help the city, and it involves y'all. Have y'all got the memo yet? It was supposed to hit this morning.
We have not.
Saturday night, Joe and Chase are going on a billboard until the Titans win a game.
Hasn't that been done before?
Kenny,
No,
we're not doing
original,
that.
As far as I know. And we picked a nice spot right by Spence Lane. Now, the truck fumes might get old after a while, but it's going to be very visible there.
Kenny, all right, so Kenny's referencing to what Duncan Stewart did back in 1988 when the Vols started 0-6. He was on a billboard over off the Mumbrian, and everybody was just fascinated with it. Remember, Kenny? Everybody loved that, right?
Oh, I guess about 70% of the city was not here at this time. They would have loved it, but it's a shame. Really, that's the point the Titans are at. No one is excited about anything. There's nothing. What do you do when nobody cares?
Well, that's the thing is that we knew the Tennessee Vols, I think they beat Memphis that year to win their first game. You knew that was going to happen. I'm afraid that if Chase and I went on a billboard to the Titans won again, we would be there for a year. And I'm not joking because I don't think there's another winnable game on their schedule. And I'm not staying on the billboard through wintertime.
I tell you what was bad. Washington State was on Tennessee's schedule, and Duncan had guaranteed a win that Friday going into the game, and they lost like 54-21.
Yep.
He went into a trance.
Yep, that was Tim Rosenball was the quarterback at Washington State. I vividly remember that.
Was that so? What year was this?
1988.
88.
They started
Well,
0-6.
I appreciate y'all doing this for the city, and I can't wait to see it. Y'all have a
Now,
good day.
Kenny.
Now, Kenny, we would stay at a room at the Omni for a year.
We would do that.
We wouldn't mind doing
Todd,
that. But
are you listening? That we could make happen.
Right, we can do
Oh,
that.
I've heard some great stories. So was that the old WSIX AM?
I don't remember where he was. Maybe 980 AM. Maybe
Yeah.
he was on there, but he was very popular. He was on the beginning of sports shows in this town, and Duncan Stewart went on a billboard and sit up there until the Vols won a game, and people in the city would drive by constantly to see what was going on.
Oh yeah. I mean, like I've heard the stories. They'd bring him beer and food,
Yep.
and like I mean, he lived like a king up there, but had to live. He was on a billboard.
He was on a billboard, right? Crazy, but I don't think the Titans will win a game, so I'm not doing this. Thank you, Kenny, but we're not doing this.
615-737-1025. Hi, Clay. What's up?
Boys, how we doing?
Fantastic.
You know, I called so Joe would know, even though when I don't call in, I am listening. So, Big Joe, I just heard you say your birthday is Saturday, and I called in to wish my boy a happy birthday.
Now, you're going to make me cry, Clay, and I'm not one who likes to cry that much, but thank you very much for the birthday shout-out. So thank you.
I brought you a new sponsor, hopefully. And I thought about it, and you guys maybe should be sponsored by Krispy Kreme too.
Well, why don't you work
We really
on that?
should.
Yeah. I'm still waiting to hear back from our boy about that. So I'll let you know an update. So we're working on some things.
By the way, there will be no flipping people off at game day because I'm going with my preacher. So I must be on my best behavior.
I think that's a good thing for you, Clay.
Yeah. A man of God going with you over there to do that. Are you excited, Clay?
I am excited. I think parking is going to kind of be a disaster, but once I get there on, near the set, I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
So let me ask you, Clay, you're not allowed at athletic facilities, but you are allowed on campus?
Well, yeah, technically that's correct.
Technically.
I can make some calls with Vandy PD and clear that for you if you need me to.
Yeah, why don't you do that, Chase?
He can. He actually can.
We'll get a call from Clay on Tuesday. Well, I just got out of jail thanks to you guys. All right, Clay.
As always, you guys make my day. I'm always listening. Y'all have a great day.
Thanks buddy.
Pal.
We appreciate it. Thank you, Clay.
Don't make that call, Chase.
I won't. 615. Can you just imagine somebody holding up a poster at game day and it's Clay's face? 615-737-1025. Chase and Big Joe live at the Omni here on 1025 The Game.
All right, guys, it's me, Big Joe, again. Look, we spent a lot of time talking about mental health on our show, and we are so grateful for all the men who have reached out in the last 2 years, but we have a lot of work still to do, and we will not rest telling you how much our world is better because you are here and you have so much to live for. Unfortunately, we all have been affected by a friend or loved one who has suffered from depression and is no longer with us. That is why we have partnered with Unity Psychiatric Care, just a wonderful place right here in Middle Tennessee for you to get well, and it works. Here's what you got to do. Just go to GameNashville.com, click on the Chase and Big Joe Show, and there will be a link to Unity Psychiatric Care on the right of the page. So many have reached out to us. Now we have a partner that cares about you. And listen, you do not have to go through any of this alone. It's private, it's confidential, and they offer telehealth. And yes, it is based right here in Middle Tennessee. Unity Psychiatric Care, you can call 1-888-508-8002. That is 1-888-508-8002. Or if you have a loved one who needs to talk and you're worried, you could be that person that changes their world. Again, just go to GameNashville.com, click on the Chase and Big Joe tab, and you'll see all the information you need for Unity Psychiatric Care. Help is just around the corner. And remember, you do not have to go through any of this alone.
Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Thursday at the Omni Nashville Hotel. L'Jarius Sneed on IR. By the way, so I've seen this video kind of going around on Twitter, and I mean, it's a smart move, but like on Get Up this morning, they're talking about the Chauncey Billups and Terry Rozier arrests, and in the bottom right-hand corner is the ESPN Bet logo, and I guess a director or producer realized that, and they very quickly removed it.
Yeah, it's all. Yeah, I mentioned earlier the crawl is off when they're talking about it.
Yeah.
And I've seen it all this morning. And
It's smart. I mean, like, I get it, but
yeah, I don't. That story, boy, it's something else. But you know it was going to happen eventually. Something like that was going to go on. And I don't know if you remember in the early '60s, Paul Hornung and Alex Karras got suspended for football for a year for gambling. So it's been around for a while. It's not like it's going to go anywhere, but that's some big news that's happening there. Have they come anywhere close to selecting a guest picker for Vanderbilt? I've seen all kind of rumors of people, but we talked about it yesterday.
Jerry Curtis? Would you just ask me? I'm sorry. I was reading
It's okay.
one thing.
The guest picker, because there's all kind of rumors flying about.
I think it's Bargatze.
I've seen earlier. I saw Dansby Swanson.
Okay.
So
I had somebody tell me they're being told Bargatze.
Okay, should be. That's fine.
But I don't know.
At least have somebody with a connection to Vanderbilt and just a rabid fan or alumni or something with Vandy to get back what the guest picker part was meant to be. Somebody who's rabid and passionate about their school to do that. So I was just curious if anything had come out about that.
Well, here's why I said Jared Curtis, because Rivals has said news, Georgia 5-star plus quarterback commit Jared Curtis will visit Vanderbilt on Saturday for its matchup against Missouri. Curtis attended a Vandy practice with his high school coach on Wednesday.
Where does high school coach play?
Vanderbilt.
Yep.
If they flip him,
he's
already decommitted once from Georgia, and then he recommitted. But if he decommits and they flip him,
yeah, it's pretty good.
Like Vandy,
is he a 5-star?
Oh yeah.
So I mean, I can't recall the last time they had a 5-star.
Yeah. Well, and remember we had Tim Hasselbeck on after they played him, and he's like, "Oh yeah, he makes." I mean, there was a clip on the news of the highlights of that game of him making a throw that I'm not sure Tom Brady would have made as clean as he did.
If I'm Kirby, I'm like, look, man, I know what you're doing, but you in or not?
Right.
Well, so that's why you're dealing with 17 and 18-year-old kids. It's so difficult because I get it. I mean, but
like, could you imagine a world where Vanderbilt flips a 5-star quarterback recruit from Georgia?
No, not at all.
But what world are we living in?
You're not talking about a Vanderbilt team you're playing for now.
No.
For the next couple of years. If you want to win, either Georgia or Vandy, you'd go to Georgia because they're paying you a lot of money, and you know you're going to win down there. But if you want to change a program, go to Vandy.
Max Hers texts us and says 3-year-old Remy Hammer, the daughter of Kara Hammer, will be the guest picker. I think I'd be fine with that.
I would absolutely take that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be better than whoever they're going to put out there.
Yeah.
I agree.
Absolutely. So it'll be fun. And then you guys enjoy that on Saturday. I mean, it's a big game and good. Now, somebody said the winner of this game is a lock-in for the college football playoff. I completely disagree.
For Vandy, Missouri?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you're 7-1. Look, Vandy's still got to play Texas, Auburn, Tennessee, and I forget there's somebody else. Kentucky, maybe. So, I mean, it's the SEC. Anything can happen. Kentucky should have beaten Texas last week. And so I think it's a step in that direction if you win.
I'm gonna be honest with you. This is where the sports fan comes in. This game worries me because, like, I always, especially with teams, and I get it. They went through it last year and stuff, but that really haven't been down this road too much. How they handle the success, how they handle the hype, and you look at all the hype going into the Alabama game, and Diego he struggled. I mean, he made some pretty big mistakes that cost him the game. I mean, the team itself did too, but so I'm like, your top 10 team for the first time since 1947. Game days coming to town for the first time since 2008. I mean, how do you handle that pressure?
You win.
I mean, I hope so.
You win the game, and that's how we get past that. But a lot of Vandy fans are in the same boat with you are. It's like until we see this on a consistent basis, we're going to keep thinking, oh, no, it's just the same old Vandy. And I don't think it is, but they've got to go out and prove it to everybody on Saturday versus Missouri over at Dudley Field.
615-737-1025. We'll preview our high school football game of the week coming up at the bottom of the next hour, but we'll continue the college football discussion coming up next to start the 1 o'clock hour. We're at the Omni Nashville Hotel at Barlines today. Jason Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Hour number 2, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. On this Thursday, we're live at the Omni Nashville Hotel at Barlines. Tomorrow, we're going to be down close to Vandy over at
Party foul.
Party Foul. Thank you. There's so much in my head that sometimes things just get pushed out.
It happens, man.
Yes, we'll be at Party Foul tomorrow. It's game day is in town. ESPN moving everything in. And we're going to have reporter Harry Lyles on with us during the show at, I believe, 2 o'clock tomorrow.
Ooh, I loved him with One Direction.
But I knew you were going to say that. But during the afternoon show tomorrow, don't have a time confirmed yet. 3:30 to 4, thereabouts, and it's perfect because you have a Michigan State Spartan and Derek Mason. The Heisman Trophy winner Desmond Howard will join DVD. So
nice.
Michigan State. That's this weekend. So that should be a lot of fun. Is that tomorrow night, or is it Saturday?
Saturday, the game.
Yeah,
Michigan State.
it is. Yeah, it's
Saturday.
It's Saturday night.
Yeah,
on NBC.
On NBC.
Michigan, a 14.5-point favorite on the road. I would take Michigan State in that one, to be honest with you.
Michigan State's terrible.
Yeah,
That's
they're
a
3-4.
Bad team.
I don't think Michigan's that good though, even though they're ranked.
Well, I mean,
so I don't know, but that should be fun to have Des on with them with game day in town. So looking forward. I told ESPN when they asked, I said, you're gonna have a Wolverine and a Spartan on the same show. Should be a lot of fun.
yeah, right. That's perfect. 2 very good receivers and 2 very good return specialists in the National Football League.
Turn that mic up again.
Oh, is it doing it again?
Dr. Crane doesn't like that.
Dr. Crane come down and try to stop me.
I will.
He knows he can't. No, you can't do that. Lost in all this is, and I get, Vanderbilt, Missouri talk and everything, but Tennessee's got to go up to Kentucky this weekend. And everybody's like, oh, that's Kentucky. No big deal. Look, Kentucky would like nothing more to win one game this year and to beat Tennessee.
Yeah.
And if Tennessee
And wreck
loses
Tennessee's season.
Exactly. If they win, if they beat Tennessee, playoff talk is over. You ain't getting in at 9-3. I'm sorry, you're not.
Here are some of the big games this weekend. The big noon kickoff. Joe, I know you're excited about this. A historic Big Ten matchup in Bloomington when UCLA comes to town to take on the Hoosiers.
Ooh, Nico rolling into town with that. That'll be fun to watch.
The number 2 ranked Indiana Hoosiers.
Never thought you'd. Our friend George, who listens to the show all the time, has told me all year how good this Indiana team is. I laughed at him, but you're right.
They're
George.
pretty legit.
Number 2. Boy, can you imagine if Nico comes in there and beats them? Because UCLA's riding high right now. They're feeling good about themselves.
Syracuse goes to Atlanta to take on Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech is rolling.
Down at Bobby Dodd Stadium.
Brent Pry has been mentioned for that Florida job a lot.
Yeah, I could see it. The 11 o'clock game on ABC down in Norman, Ole Miss and Oklahoma. I'm excited about this game. That's going to be a good game.
Oklahoma went on the road and beat South Carolina, which was good for them after the way they lost to Texas. This is a big game. It's also a big game.
Ole Miss should have beaten Georgia too.
For Mr. Kiffin.
Yeah, I was so mad about that, watching that, mainly because I had a bet on it. But, they should have won that game.
Well, up by 14, right?
They just peed it away.
They did. They absolutely did.
Virginia at 6-1, a quiet 6-1, but at 6-1, head to Chapel Hill to take on the Bill Belichickian North Carolina Tar Heels.
What's their record?
They're 2-4.
2-4. I mean, that's the fact we're not talking about him anymore is great because it's still a sinking ship in Chapel Hill.
This one is an interesting one down at the Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium in Memphis. South Florida will take on the now unranked Tigers after losing last week.
What's the spread in that game? I'm curious.
USF by 5.5.
Ooh, boy, I think Memphis could come out being really. Memphis should not have lost to UAB at all.
I will take that 5.5 all day long.
Yeah, I think Memphis is good for this game because now they've woken up, and then they could derail South Florida's season, them trying to get the Group of 5 school into the playoffs.
2:30 on ABC at Williams-Brice Stadium in Columbia, South Carolina. It's Alabama against the Gamecocks.
Alabama's keep the pedal to the metal. South Carolina's reeling. I mean, they're really falling far. So just keep it going.
You got BYU taking on Iowa State. Your favorite, Illinois at Washington. That's
Okay, I'm trying to
2:30 games.
What's Illinois' record?
5-2. Both teams
5-2.
are 5-2.
Okay.
And then in BYU's 7-0. Iowa State's 5-2.
Oh, that'd be a good game.
So we got some good ones there. 3:00 on ESPNU. Oklahoma State at 1-6 and Texas Tech at 6-1.
What's the spread on that game?
Texas Tech by 37.5.
Oh, my Lord. I never thought you'd see a Big 12 line that large, but here we are.
And then ESPN2 at 3:00. I think this could be a sneaky good game, too. At Nippert Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio, Baylor at the Bearcats.
What is Cincinnati's record?
They are 6-1, 4-0 in the Big 12, and a 3.5-point favorite at home against the Bears.
Somebody's saving his job up there in Cincinnati, the former
somebody might be making a case for another job.
Louisville.
Well, he was,
and Appy State coach. That's where he was before.
Yeah.
Speaking
of Louisville, I mean, Jeff Brom's name's being mentioned for some of these, like Penn State.
He's where he's been. He won at Western. He won at Purdue. He's won at Louisville. His name should be mentioned.
Yeah, he's a good coach. SEC Network at 3:15, Dr. Crane. The Bulldogs of Mississippi State down at Davis Wade Stadium in Starkville, Mississippi, hosts the Longhorns of Texas. Texas comes in as a 7.5-point favorite on the road.
I like it a lot. I think this Mississippi State team is a team that should be, and again, biased here, possibly undefeated. They should have taken care of business against Tennessee. They should have taken care of business against Florida, but they didn't. I get all that. But, I mean, even –
you still got the coach fired.
Yeah. Even Gene Chizik said on SEC Network, I think it was a couple days ago, that this is no disrespect to Texas, but this is a Mississippi State team that is really good to the point where they could upset Texas this weekend. And I think it's possible, primarily because the defense is light years. I mean, light years ahead of where they were last year. And I just think Blake Shapen needs to understand, run the ball. When you have the chance to kick a field goal to win, just run the ball, don't pass it.
So that one will be at 3:15 on the SEC Network. The night games in the top 25 at 6:00 on FS1. Oregon hosts Wisconsin. Oregon at 6-1, 3-1 in the Big Ten. They are a 31.5-point favorite against the Badgers, as I think Luke Fickell is just holding on and probably will be looking for a job soon.
You skipped over. I didn't know the other 2:30 game.
Which one?
On ESPN.
I just have top 25. So which one is it?
That'd be Missouri Vanderbilt.
Oh, yeah. It's at the top. Sorry.
Why did I think that was a night game?
No, 2:30, Missouri Vanderbilt. Vandy, a 2.5-point favorite at home. Both teams at 6-1 and 2-1 in the SEC. First Bank Stadium in Nashville.
Guess what the lowest ticket price is for tomorrow's Missouri Vanderbilt game?
$200.
$254, according to ESPN.com. That's when you know you got a hot property, because you look over at NC State at Pitt, tickets as low as $10. Get whatever you want. Like to sit at 50-yard line? Sure, no problem. There you go.
6:00 on ESPN. Miami coming off a loss, 5-1 now. They're a 29.5-point favorite at home at Hard Rock Stadium against Stanford.
Yeah, that's going to be a no-brainer.
That's going to be
right
a pissed-off Miami team that's just ready to lay the smack down. 6:30 on ABC down at Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge. Texas A&M and LSU. This should be a heck of a game. A&M a 2.5-point favorite on the road.
If Brian Kelly wants to keep his job,
he's got to win this.
Must beat Marcel Reed and A&M, who are playing really good. They went on the road. They won in Notre Dame in a hostile environment. Baton Rouge, though, is a different level. And if LSU can put it together and beat A&M, boy, that'd go huge. That'd be huge for Brian Kelly.
Do you think that I do think if LSU loses this game and falls to 5-3, that's when the fan base is going to get restless and say, all right, it's time.
Well,
but then here's the question I'm going to ask. I don't like Brian Kelly. Like I'm one of those people that will tell you I can't stand Brian Kelly.
Okay.
What in your mind is better? Because anytime you're going to say you're going to make these moves, you got to know what's better out there. Is James Franklin better?
I think there's a coach about, what's that, 2 hours to the west
Tulane,
of the east. Yep. I think John Summerall is a hell of a coach.
and he's going to be like
Hell of a coach.
he's a Kentucky guy, right?
He that's where he came from, went to Tulane. So yeah.
So
But
he
you
could
give him Kentucky, LSU.
right.
You know
You're
where
gonna
you're
take
going.
LSU,
Yeah.
yeah. So no, look, but again, you won a national championship with Ed Orgeron. I mean, granted, you had Brady or you had Joe Brady and Joe Burrow, but
Yeah, right.
Jamar Chase, but like he still was the head coach.
Right.
You won a national championship with Les Miles. I mean,
And Saban. So what are you advocating
and Saban.
for?
I'm just saying, like, you got to make sure if you're going to make the move that
Yeah.
you're gonna upgrade.
I-
Because like I don't like Brian Kelly, but I mean Brian Kelly's been around for a long time for a reason.
He has. And
Did they finally hire Jimbo?
He could. I mean, he's been there in every
I know,
coordinator for so long.
Like anytime that job's open, Jimbo's name was mentioned for it.
No,
So like,
that'd be great if they did, though. But I think Franklin would be ideal at LSU or Florida. I think Florida's more of his place where
Florida.
he'd like to land.
I'm staying on that he's going to be the next Florida coach.
But look at Elko at A&M. I mean, he
Yeah.
was a good defensive coordinator, went to Duke and turned that program around in 1 year and goes back. So there are a lot of good coaches out there. Just got to find the right fit for your program. I think Summerall is a right fit for LSU. Would be a great coach there, much to the chagrin of Kentucky fans who'd like to have him there as well. But I think that'd be a good hire. But Jimmy Frank down at Gainesville, I mean, just go down there and sell his hijinks to Florida folks.
It would work down there, though. It would work.
He won a lot of games at Penn State.
He did. He won a lot of games at Vanderbilt. Like I mean,
all that stuff. So
you just have to know what he is.
But you got to go in if you want a guy to go in and get. Now, the X factor in all this, Chase McCabe, one coach is the X factor in all this. Do you know who it is?
No.
Lane Kiffin.
Yeah. Okay.
So Lane is the guy, like, all right, does he go to Florida? Would like LSU? I think, hear me out. Ole Miss, if he goes to Florida, is a lateral job to where he's got Ole Miss right now.
I would think I would agree with that.
LSU, almost, I don't know. It's almost lateral. I think it is.
It's a front porch step up.
Yes.
Like if you have a front porch that has one step, that's kind of what I think it is.
I agree, but he has built something down there. I'm not a big Lane Kiffin fan.
I would never leave Oxford if I was him.
Exactly. He's got it made. That the fan base loves him, and they're competitive, and everything else that goes on right now. He's a guy.
Here's the deal, and we'll continue talking about games coming up next. In fact, I'm gonna make my point when we come back because I think I have a good point on him. 615-737-1025. We'll continue the college football talk coming up next, live from the Omni Nashville Hotel here at Barlines 1025 The Game.
Who do you think is the best fit for UF going forward?
Lane Kiffin. I think the fan base gets it. I think the administration now gets it. He's the right fit. He's the kind of spiritual successor to Steve Spurrier, which is something that they're looking for. But it's interesting because when I talk to fans, they're like, well, it's Lane or bust. And I'm like, it's not Lane or bust. There are people who can succeed at Florida. Like, I think Eli Drinkwitz would succeed at Florida.
But
I think Jeff Brom would
Eli,
succeed at Florida.
I kind of understand some of the Eli anxiety. That
I
UF fans
don't.
have
Let's
because
get into
he
this.
looks and acts so much like Dan Mullen.
Yeah, but he recruits a lot harder than
He
Dan
does.
Mullen. I mean, hasn't Eli signed the number one receiver in the country, and he signed the number one D lineman in the country? Now, that guy plays in Nebraska now.
He also jumped
did
into
sign
another
him.
man's arms and wrapped his legs around him when Williams Nwaneri signed, and he is now with Nebraska.
Yeah.
That's Josh Newberg with Rivals on 3 talking about Eli Drinkwitz is another name that I think you need to look out for. Now, again, I put him in the same category as Lane Kiffin. I would never leave Missouri.
I think he's doing great at Missouri.
Yeah,
I think he's got a home in Missouri. I think there's no pressure on him in Missouri, and that's great. But that Florida job,
yeah, I get it. But here's the here's my point on Kiffin. He could stay at Oxford, and you're right in saying he's never won anything. But I think if he stays there, he could luck around at some point and sign like the quarterback of all quarterbacks, just because he's Lane Kiffin and he's been there.
Yeah,
and they could luck up and win something.
He had
I think if he stayed there long enough, I'm not necessarily saying a national championship, but a playoff appearance, an SEC title. I could totally see it if he just stayed there.
Well, they had the highest NIL payroll last year in 24, and he got nothing out of those guys. And so, look, he fired by the Raiders. Al Davis hated him. He bailed on Tennessee. He got fired on the tarmac at USC. Yeah, he went to the Saban rehabilitation clinic and did well. Went to FAU and had something working there. I get it. Went to Ole Miss. But again, I mean, with the hype comes a lot of stuff with them, and with that is not winning. But if you're at Ole Miss,
not winning at all. I mean, like he's a bowl game guy every year.
But is that what you want? You want a bowl game guy?
I think any school is going to tell you, yeah, we want to win the national championship, but you know that only one school can do that every year.
I know,
if
but
you are consistently going to top tier bowl games year in and year out, then
so you're settling for below
I'm
what
not
you want.
Settling, but I'm saying you would sign up for that knowing that you're going to be in the mix every year.
I'm signing up for a coach who tells me he can give me the national championship game and works his ass off to get there. I think Kiffin is complacent with where he is. I think it is.
So do you think if he left and went to Florida or LSU that he could win a national championship with them?
I think it'd be a lot easier at Florida or LSU to do that. But are you happy?
Yeah.
I say all the time. I mean, I ask people all the time, are you happy? Well, I don't, but you're not happy. Are you happy? Yeah, hell yeah,
He seems happy. Like
Exactly.
he seems very happy where he's at.
Then put everything there at Ole Miss, and I think you can win a national championship if you're spending money. And look, you've been to Ole Miss's campus, right?
Yes, I have. It's not a bad spot.
Right. So there's a selling point
for many reasons. It's not a bad spot.
For a lot of 17 to 21-year-old young men, that's a great place to go. And look, and they've embraced him. They're winning games. They're adding on to the stadium down there, and he has won some big games, but he needs to be able to take it to the next level, and I think he can do that a lot easier at Florida or LSU. But again, are you happy? If you're happy at Ole Miss and you think you could make it work, stay at Ole Miss.
Gonna be look. I'm fascinated by this coaching carousel that's going to be coming because there's going to be a lot of movement. 6:30 on NBC. Michigan State. Michigan a 14.5-point favorite in East Lansing, and then 6:45 on the SEC network. The Volunteers of Tennessee are at Kroger Field in Lexington to take on Kentucky. Vols an 8.5-point favorite.
That's a big game. I mean, it's a big game for Tennessee. You need to go up there and pound them and win by 20 points or more to get your name back on the national radar, because right now you're not there.
Yeah.
So, again, Kentucky would love to beat Tennessee. It would make their season. I think Tennessee should handle them pretty easy. and then just keep winning your games. Tennessee wins the rest of their games. I think they have a good shot at getting to the playoff. That means they'll go 10-2. They'll knock off a Florida team. They'll knock off a Vanderbilt team. They still got to play Oklahoma. So there's some tough games that you could win that put you back in the spotlight.
7 o'clock on ESPN2, a sneaky good game out west. Houston takes on Arizona State. Houston at 6-1, Arizona State at 5-2. ASU is a 7.5-point favorite at home at Mountain America Stadium in Tempe.
That guy, Dillingham, the head coach at Arizona State, is getting a lot of chatter about coming to this side of the Mississippi and being a coach. And one way to do that is to beat Houston tomorrow night and keep going. But I think he's a great coach. What he did with Cam Scatteraboo at Arizona State and putting them back on the national landscape is great. I think he's a really good head coach, and somebody on this side is going to call him up and bring him over.
Some other games in the SEC. Auburn is down at Arkansas in Fayetteville to take on the Razorbacks at 11:45. I mean, Hugh Freeze has got to. He's got to win.
Well, that's the thing. Neither school's won an SEC game in, I think, nearly a year.
Yeah.
So something's got to give tomorrow. And Auburn, I mean, God bless them.
That is the only SEC game without a ranked team.
Oh, wow. That Auburn game in Oklahoma with the blown call was really tough. Whatever happened last week versus Georgia and Kirby and the timeout and the fumble at the goal line where the referee's been suspended indefinitely in that game. They could have beat Missouri. I mean, Auburn very easily could be 6-1 right now, and they're not because they don't know how to win. So maybe they'll get it done this weekend versus Arkansas.
Kansas State is this weekend too, which no one cares about. It's on TNT, by the way.
What's Kansas record?
Kansas is 4-3, 2-2 in the Big 12.
All right, because remember Lance Leopold went there and was like, he's this guy got Kansas back on the map again, and the fan
What
base.
map is that?
Yeah, right. Some fans have become a little upset because they were doing really well, but again, you beat your in-state rival. That goes a long way.
TCU's at West Virginia. TCU's 5-2. They're not bad. Colorado is at Utah.
Oh, what's the spread in that game?
13.5. Utah.
Yeah, Utah. Colorado's playing they're not playing bad, but Utah's a good. Tough loss to BYU last week in the Holy War, but that's a good program, and that's a big game for Dion on Saturday.
615-737-1025. Ryan, real quick, I got about 30 seconds. What you got?
Hey, I was wondering if these two names would be considered for the UT coaching baseball job, Kurt Schilling or Todd Helton.
No and no. Thank you, Ryan.
Thanks, Ryan. I've seen the Schilling stuff that I guess he's interested in it. What coaching experience does he have? Todd Helton, I do think has been coaching a little bit at some level, but
he's helping, hitting coach,
Yeah.
but he does not want to coach.
Yeah, I would say no.
And that's from a very good source that I know that he likes what he's doing now. He likes his farm over there in East Tennessee. He's a big supporter of the program, doesn't want to do it. Schilling has no experience. It's great to throw your name out there, but look, bring up Josh Elander.
Yeah,
just
do that.
And at 145, we're going to talk to Kobe Ginsburg. He's the head baseball coach at Lawson High School. He knows Tony Vitello really well. He knows Elander really well, and talk about the impact Vitello had and what's next for Tennessee because he coaches travel ball teams in Middle Tennessee. So he knows all these coaches really, really well. Will give us some good insight on what's happening in Knoxville and what should happen in Knoxville.
But coming up next, we're going to preview our Metro Schools Game of the Week presented by Strike and Spare Family Fun Centers. It will be tomorrow night, coverage beginning at 6 o'clock. It's White House at Pearl Cone. We'll talk to both coaches coming up next here on Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Jason Big Joe, 102.5 The Game on this Thursday. We're live at the Omni Nashville Hotel here at Barlines, as we usually are on Thursdays. And coming up tomorrow night, the season's winding down. The Metro Schools Game of the Week, presented by Strike and Spare Family Fun Centers, will be here on 102.5 The Game. We'll start things off with the Game Blitz at 6, and then at 6:30, preview White House at Pearl Cone before kick at 7 o'clock. The Game Blitz to follow after that. To talk more about that game, let's start with both head coaches. Bring in Coach Atlee Pond of White House. Coach, how you doing?
I'm good, man. How you guys doing?
We're doing fantastic. I know that Pearl Cone, not an easy place to play for you guys, for anybody. I mean, it's going to be a tough one tomorrow night, but how you feeling about this matchup as you come in 2-0 in the region?
Yes, sir. We're excited about it, man. One of the things that we preach to our kids is just to get better every week. And I feel like we've done a good job of that week in, week out, and we're excited about the opportunity.
Well, and you look at I always kind of like to, when I talk to coaches, look at the losses of what did you learn about your team and how they responded in those games when you're playing out of region. You had some tough opponents with Portland, Station Camp, White House Heritage, Westmoreland. What have you learned about your team, and then what have you liked in the last 3 games in which you've won?
Yeah, we've learned a lot about our kids, man. I think early in the season it was all about just getting the right people in the right places. I feel like we've done a good job of that. But just the resilience of the kids, man. They never quit. They continue to fight, and that's been something that we've liked in recent weeks. But just the fight of the kids, I think, is the biggest thing. The attitude, the effort, every single day.
Coach Pond at White House is on with the Chase and Big Joe show. Coach, when you turn on the tape at Pearl Cone, what stands out to you first?
Yeah, they definitely got athletes, man. They put athletes in space, and they try to make big plays. They're a good football team.
And they've been through the fire too. I mean, they've had a tough non-conference schedule. How do you approach a team like this when, they're really good at almost every position when they put on the field?
Yeah, it ain't no different than any other week, man. You study the tape, you develop a game plan, and then you go execute on Friday night.
Yeah, what has your team done? So I know you're undefeated in region play, Coach. What has your team done so well that really makes you proud?
A lot of things, man. But like I said earlier, dude, it's just that resiliency, man, and just coming out every week and giving it everything they got, never quitting. There's been times this season where we've been down and we've had to come back, and we've done that. But like I said, our goal every week is just to get better, have a good week of practice, and go execute on Friday night.
So, with the region, the way it's set up, I mean, you got a little bit of a bus ride to get to Pearl Cone. Does that change the Friday routine for you a little bit, knowing that the road trip's going to be a little longer?
Yeah, not really, not too bad. Like we went to Glencliff this year too, so it's going to be similar to that. So we're going to do what we do.
Well, Coach, we appreciate it. Thanks so much. Good luck tomorrow night. We're looking forward to calling this game and being there to see it.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, guys. BDP.
Coach Pond joining us from White House here on the program as they will take on Pearl Cone. We are efforting Coach Brunetti to get him on. But look, the last time we talked to him was they were about to take on Oakland. We did that game. They lost 38-6. Now, that score does not tell the whole story because Pearl Cone played well. They just ran into a buzzsaw that was the Oakland Patriots.
Right.
They started the year off 0-4 with losses, a close one to NBA, a close one to CPA, BGA, and then Oakland. And then they have rattled off 4 in a row, a 19-0 win against Kenwood, 35-33 region win against Springfield. They beat Bartlett 31-28 and then blanked Greenbrier in a region win 55-0 a couple weeks ago. And now 2 region games left against White House and Liberty Creek. Once again, and we bring in Coach Brunetti, Pearl Cone rolling right now. Coach, how you doing?
Doing fine.
I was just saying before we had you on that, you look at your non-conference schedule and how tough that was. And the last time we talked to you, you were getting ready to take on Oakland. I don't think that score was truly indicative of how you guys played, but you've won 4 in a row since then. How much have you seen your team grow in the last 4 games?
I think the big thing is cutting down all the errors and all the mental errors and cutting our penalties down, and that's what's been the biggest difference,
Do you what do you, yeah, we got you. What have you thought about the fight of your kids?
I think I saw fight all through the first half of the season. I think there's only one game I was very disappointed, and that was the BGA game. And then we played Friday. The post played Friday, and I guess we said I didn't waited for Lightning to leave. It never did. And then we played the next day. I just don't think we had any fight or kids. That's the first time I felt not really just compete. But the rest of the season wise, I feel like we competed in 4 quarters.
Coach Brandy's on the phone with us. Coach, how you doing, my man?
I'm doing fine. Doing fine.
Yeah, Big Joe here. A big fan of yours. Remember the time when I got called? I gave you a penalty. I was shooting a game over there, and they called a penalty on me because I was on the field. And
yeah,
do you remember that?
Yeah, most definitely do. Yeah.
I felt so bad. I did nothing wrong, Coach. I did nothing wrong.
But like I said, I appreciate y'all reaching out to me and talking to me.
No, that's good. Look, you got a region games. Look, your non-conference schedule. Chase just read that off. Well, that was brutal. But these region games are so tough. White House is going to come there tomorrow night with one intention to beat you. When you look at White House, put them on tape. What stands out to you? Their coach we just had on talks about how they're resilient. They don't quit. They keep fighting and fighting. Do you see that when you put the tape on for White House?
Yeah. They play hard. They play hard. And they play hard. They play passionate. And you got to come play. I don't care who it is. You got to come play every week. I tell my kids, you got to come play every week. I said the bullseye's on your back. I mean, we are one of the state premier teams in the state. So and people's goal is to win that game and beat you every week. And so you cannot, level down. You got to stay at your peak what you're playing at. And as well, you got to up your game even more when you get late in the season.
Yeah, isn't this fun, though? I mean, it's late season again. Your team is in the battle for region title. Playoffs are coming up. How much fun do you have? Coach, you've done this a long time. You won a state championship. You're one of the most successful high school football coaches this city has ever seen. How much fun are you having?
I have a lot of fun. I enjoy to see the kids be successful. I enjoy to see kids grow over the years when they become their opportunity to go to the next level. But I love to see them growing as men more than anything.
Coach Brunetti on the line with us. Coach, we're excited about tomorrow. I know it's going to be a great game. Thanks so much for doing this, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
Most definitely. Y'all be safe. All right.
Tony Brunetti, Pearl Cone, joining us here on the program. They take on White House tomorrow night at Pearl Cone. We'll have coverage beginning for you 6 o'clock with the Game Blitz, and then 6:30 pregame for our Metro Schools Game of the Week presented by Strike and Spare Family Fun Centers. I'm hyped for this game because I think it's going to be a good one.
It's funny how we're all connected. Coach Brunetti played with the coach at Austin P. That's how I know Coach Brunetti.
Yeah.
I mean, so they're all connected. But listen, the job he's done at Pearl Cone, the guys he's graduated, the guys he's put in the college, and what he's done over there should be talked about more because I think he might be the most successful Metro coach win-wise of all time. If not, he's at the top, and that's just a job he's done over there at Pearl Cone.
Coming up next, who we got?
So we got Kobe Ginsburg, head coach at Lawson High School. They have a big golf tournament coming up, and what you guys should know about. And he also has a great relationship with Josh Elander and Tony Vitale in Knoxville. He can give some good insight about what Tennessee should do next for their next head coach. We'll talk to Coach Ginsburg coming up next.
We'll do that next. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game.
All right, welcome back into the Chase and Big Joe Show live at the Omni Nashville Hotel, downtown Nashville at Barlines. Nice crowd in here. Come by, say hi, hang out with us. Big news on Knoxville this week when Tony Vitello left to take the San Francisco Giants job. Joining us now is the head coach at Lawson High School, Kobe Ginsberg. We'll talk about that in a moment. But, Coach, how are we doing?
Doing great. Thanks for having me on, and thanks for the invite to the Omni.
You're welcome anytime. We're down there every Friday from 2 to 5. Come down and say hi to us. We'll talk about Vitello in a moment, but you have a golf tournament coming on that I want to help you promote for your high school, for Lawson High School. It's Saturday, November 1st at Greystone. Tell us about the golf tournament. And then, Coach, tell us why this is important for your baseball program.
Yeah, it's our second annual golf tournament. We're at Lawson High School. Some people still haven't heard of it. We're the old Hillwood High School. It's the new high school out in Bellevue. But it's our fundraiser, our big fundraiser, one of two of the year that raises money for our program. It's at 8 o'clock at Greystone. It's going to be a great day. We got all kinds of goodie bags and prizes and a hole-in-one contest and all the things. But to answer the second part of your question is because fundraising is how we survive as a program. Being a metro school, and again, I always say this, it's not an indictment on the district, but like they don't provide any financial support to any of the sports programs. So for us to be able to survive, we have to fundraise and raise all the money to be able to exist as a program.
What's the website people can go for information on your golf tournament?
You go to lawsonbaseball.com, not www, just lawsonbaseball.com, and it'll send you a link. It'll link you right to the sign-up page for our golf tournament. You can't play that day. We do have whole sponsorship opportunities for businesses that want to get their name out, supporting schools, and so all the information is on there at lawsonbaseball.com.
And I'm once again wearing the Lawson baseball hat. Thank you very much. Let me ask you real quick before we turn it over and ask about the stuff in Knoxville. So you have to pay for baseballs?
Everything. I mean, baseballs, umpires, uniforms, grass seed, anything that we want to do as a program comes from our fundraising that we do on a yearly basis. Baseballs this year, I think I just saw the latest prices for a dozen are $90 for 12 baseballs. I mean, uniforms, umpires are about $300 a game, and you play 30 games a year, and we probably run through 25 dozen baseballs a year. So I mean, do the math. It's not cheap, but we want to give the kids the best opportunity to play in a top-notch program, and so we have to fundraise to be able to do that.
Again, LawsonBaseball.com. That's the website.
Yes, sir.
Kobe Ginsberg is with us. So obviously, we know your relationship with Coach Vitello. How'd you take the news that he is going to the majors, the first college head coach to make the direct jump to being a manager in Major League?
I mean, I was shocked, but I wasn't shocked. I mean, I keep telling people, like, what is the downside for him doing this? Like, I mean, it's an opportunity. Everybody wants to get to the big leagues, and so he has an opportunity to go be a manager in the big leagues. And, if it doesn't work out, what's going to happen? He's going to come back to college, and every college in America is going to offer him a job, right? They're going to go after him to get him a job. So for him, he's chasing a dream. He's got some relationships. I know he and Buster Posey were really tight, and there's some former players that are on the Giants roster. So, why not? They always say leave a job better than you found it, and I think anybody can agree that he left Knoxville way better than he found it.
Granted, the salaries of Major League players are quite different from NIL money that some of these college guys are going to be getting.
Depends on how good you are in the big league.
Yeah, right. But some of the guys that he'll be dealing with. But do you think that may help a little bit of now he understands, that aspect of things that has now seeped into the college game? Obviously a little bit different than the major leagues, but do you think that could help him?
For sure. I mean, like he's been negotiating with athletes the last couple of years now that NILs come in play. And it's obviously the money's a little different than in the big leagues, but to be able to and I don't know how much the contract negotiation is, but it's more or less dealing with the egos of kids that are getting paid. And so I think that's probably prepared him a little bit. My only concern is that he doesn't have any pro ball experience, and so how do you relate to a guy who's making, a 9-figure contract when you've never done it before? But he has the personality to to adapt to players. And like people get all the players that I know that played for me, that also played for him, absolutely loves playing for him because he let them be them. And I think that's going to be important for his success in the big leagues.
We're talking to Kobe Ginsberg, the head baseball coach at Lawson High School, his relationship with Tony Vitello. All right, I asked you about Josh Elander taking over, and you sent me a picture of him with your son. I was like, do you know him? And there's the picture. How well do you know him, and would he be the perfect fit, Kobe, to step up and take that job?
There is no doubt that he is the absolute only candidate to be the replacement for that job. Like he is the guy that, while Tony was the figurehead of the program, Josh is the guy that's doing all the work behind the scenes. He's a top-notch recruiter. Like all the top recruits that came to Tennessee, that are going to Tennessee, are because of Josh Elander. And on top of that, he was in charge of running the offense, the most prolific offense the last few years in college baseball. So there's no doubt, and everybody that knows Josh Elander loves Josh Elander. There's not anybody that has anything bad to say about him. And so I've talked to some players and former players, and everybody's on board that he is no doubt the candidate to replace that. His name has always been mentioned the last couple of years with big time jobs, and he's turned them down to stay in Knoxville because he's established a base there. He's got young kids there, and he, with the thought that maybe Tony leaves one day and he takes over that job, and so he's a no brainer for that position.
You've coached some very, very, very successful travel ball programs that have won big time titles. So you dealt with Elander and Vitello on that level, and you talk about your guys that know him and played for him. They all just are 100%, right? Just love this guy.
No doubt. And I've talked to some of my former players the last couple of days that are all saying the same thing. And you probably, if you go on social media, you've seen them all kind of vouch for him. And you follow the Balls Baseball Facebook page, and everybody's putting a picture of him and said, "This is our guy." And so, while I don't really understand the move they made as far as promoting Frank, I understand it that he was a head coach, at Oklahoma State, and he has head coaching experience, so that they allowed Josh to interview for the job. It doesn't make any sense to me, but I'm not the one making the decision. 100% he needs to be the next head coach at Tennessee.
Pretty rousing endorsement. Kobe, thank you again. The golf tournament, the website, lawsonbaseball.com, at November 1st, Greystone, and people need to sign up and support your program because you just told us you're paying for everything. And you know me, man, I love you. And I just think that's so unfair, but that's just the way it is, right?
Absolutely. It's one of those play the cards that you're dealt, and so we've accepted it. And you can either pout about it or you can go to work, and that's what we do. So we go to work. Get our players involved in raising money, and our parents and our families and the community. And we had a pretty good year last year, one game away from state, and this year should be no different. So we need the financial backing to make it happen. And speaking of that, I've seen you golf, Joe. I didn't see you signed up yet.
Yeah, I've signed up. I'm bringing Chase with me, and we got two other guys. So we're looking forward to this that day. Thank you.
We're going to break some windows.
Which one is your A player out of that group? I don't know.
Well, his name is Larry Mize. He's pretty good, right? I just made that name up. So anyway, LawsonBaseball.com. Kobe, as always, thank you, my man.
Appreciate you guys having me on. You guys have a good one.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it. Kobe Ginsberg from Lawson High School, and good insight there on the latest with Tennessee baseball. I still laugh at people that are mad at Danny White.
I didn't see the press conference.
Yeah, I didn't either,
but he went off, and Tennessee fans aren't happy. And I need to go back and watch. I shouldn't add any content. I haven't watched it. I got home early this morning, haven't seen it, but I need to watch. But Tennessee fans were irate at some of the things he said yesterday. But also, this is a prime example. Kobe's talking about it. The ex-players are talking about it. Just promote the guys. You know what happens? They'll bring somebody else in.
Probably.
If all these ex-players are talking about it and the current players are talking about it and all these high school baseball coaches that know Josh Elander are saying that's the guy, then why not bring him up and do that? If they're all – that's a rousing endorsement from players and ex-players. Then they'll go out and hire somebody else and wonder why it doesn't work. Don't be difficult on this, Danny. Hire the guy that should be qualified for the job and deserves the job.
615-737-1025. We'll have more coming in the third hour. Chasing Big Joe live with the Omni. 1025 The Game. Hour number 3, Jay and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Thursday. We're live at the Omni Nashville Hotel at Barlines, where we usually hang out here on Thursdays. Jake's here, Joe's here, Chase is here. Dr. Crane, we miss you.
Yeah, we do.
Brooks here.
Brooks here. Everybody's here. Nice
Miss
little
you
crowd
guys.
today here at Barlines.
Your girls over here left.
The hot air balloon thing. Yeah. We have more response on that. I got a bunch of no from people. Our question today is, would you ever go up in a hot air balloon? What would inspire you to go up on a hot air balloon? And somebody's asking me about that. I'm like, I'm not going to a hot air balloon ever. And then Chase was swayed by some beautiful women here, and he went from no to like, yeah, I'd do it.
I said I would go. Lee says hot air balloon, yes, with the wife this year was wonderful, not terrifying.
Oh, okay. Was that local, or I got to know if he went someplace else?
I don't know. Joey from Gallatin said, I say go for it, Joe. Just like the old saying, better to have loved and lost than to have never loved at all. Either you'll be too scared to do it again, to do it and regret it one day, or face the fear and live to tell the story. You got it, big guy.
Doing that? Crazy. I am not. I love all the spam calls we get now.
We should just answer them.
I told you my favorite spam call was the one from my own number. One day. I was like, I know that number. And I was like,
Wait a
that's
minute.
me. And then I answered, and it was silence. I'm like, well, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Go on. But no, that's the thing. Hot air balloon. I just, there's some things in this world I wouldn't do. There's an event happening here at the Omni in a few weeks. We'll tell you more about. It's for an event. You get to rappel down the side of the building. Now, would you do that?
No, I will not. That's why we're going to make Dr. Crane do it.
So you'll go up in a hot air balloon with every chance in the world of that thing crashing, but you won't scale down the side of a building with 19 contraptions making sure you don't fall.
Yep. And here's why. Because in a hot air balloon, I just have to get in the basket or the whatever it's called and let somebody that knows what they're doing put my life in their hands.
Okay.
When rappelling down the Omni Nashville Hotel, I have to put my life in my hands and my physical abilities, and we know how bad those are, so I'm doing it.
Are you afraid of heights?
Yes.
I'm deathly afraid of heights. It's one thing my mother left me with was the fear of heights, which drives me crazy. I've done it. I've done it here. I did the First Tennessee building. You'll conquer that fear of heights. I'm telling you, it's so you do something.
My problem is not I'll go up in planes and hot air balloons and helicopters and things like that. It's my balance. So if I'm on the top of a ladder, I get very nervous because
I see that
because I don't have balance, and so it's like if I've rappelled a few times, but when I was a kid, we went to some field trip or whatever where we got to rappel, and I was all about it.
Yeah.
And I had seen it on TV of the Army guys pushing off and jumping down. And so I get all harnessed up and I go to do that. It just
smack the wall.
Smack right into
Well, that's the problem. They make it look so easy. The great Army people make it look so easy. But I think if you rappelled down the side of the building, I told you, I was here, I was scared to death, and this damn guy in the Chick-fil-A cow costume shows up, gets hooked up and everything, and he goes down. As he's going down, he says, "You gonna go?" And I said, "I don't know." He's like, "Come on, you big sissy." And the cow, Chick-fil-A cow, goes down the side of the building. And I'm like, I just got called out by the cow from Chick-fil-A, so I had to go down. But if I can do it, you can do it. We'll tell you more about who it benefits for later on here at the Omni. But a hot air balloon, no way in Hades, man. I'm not doing that.
Thomas in Nashville says, please read my last message. First of all, Thomas, don't tell us what to do.
Yeah, never.
Just kidding. Thomas on a car phone says, happy birthday to your sweet granddaughter, Big Joe,
Thank
and
you.
happy early birthday to you too. Today is actually my birthday, 47 years old. Happy birthday, Thomas. But I wanted to say I totally agree with you, Joe. There is no way in HE double hockey sticks that I'm going up in a hot air balloon. We are way too big to be trying to defy gravity. LMAO. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Yeah, thank you. That's a perfect text. Thank you. And again, don't search YouTube on hot air balloons because the first couple hundred videos are of them crashing. I'm like, I'm not doing that. That's insanity.
Matt says, Joe, I say you do not do it. It is better to be able to tell a story about how you could have done it than to splat.
That's a great one. Exactly. That's what we're going to do.
Well, okay, here, let's take this a step further.
All right.
Would you ever go skydiving?
Yes.
See,
I would do that.
I've always made the joke of why would I jump out of a perfectly good working airplane?
Yes.
But I think that's one of the. So I got a pretty big birthday in a year and a half. I kind of think that's something that I want to do.
Okay. Yeah.
For my 40th.
My brother has jumped out of airplane hundreds and hundreds of times, and I've seen him do it a bunch of times. He just tells me that there's nothing like it. There's nothing like
There's
it.
a thrill. Like our good friend Haley from the Buzz, she's done it a few times, and she's like, it's like an adrenaline rush.
There's somebody with you too. I mean, somebody hops on with you, and you just pull.
Again, my life is in their hands.
Yeah, right. And they pull it, and then I think you can go down to Tullahoma and do that. That's it for big number 40. We should all. I'm not doing it, but I think
you just said you would.
I would, but that's your day. That's your day.
I want you and Ricky and Dr. Crane to jump out of a plane with me.
Okay. I think we could do that. But
we'll push Ricky.
Isn't there a weight limit, though?
Yeah, we're all going to have to hit, except for Dr. Crane. I think we're all going to have to hit the gym.
So, Dr. Crane, we'll watch you jump out of the plane.
Sounds about right. We can take 2 planes. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, but it might need to hold us.
Oh, my gosh. That's a goal. Okay, I like that.
Jeremy in Clarksville says hot air balloon and rappel both are fun. 1742 says, wait, is this really Mike Organ? I have an extreme fear of heights and went up in a hot air balloon twice as the first person assignment for the Tennessee, and it was horrible.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, there you go. I agree with Mike Organ on nothing in life, and so that's the first time I'll do that.
Hair metal Henry. Dude, I wouldn't rappel out of my office chair. What are you talking about, Willis?
I think rappelling to me would be a lot easier than a hot air balloon. I mean, what if the hot air balloon's made out of what, bamboo or something? What if that slips and then you fall through the band? Then you're done.
Yeah, 1847 says, Chase, I'd rather slip and slide down the grass hill at Starwood during the rain instead of going in a hot air balloon. Have you ever done that?
We've all slipped and slid at Starwood, but
Probably.
no. I think getting you to rappel down, I think we're gonna have to do it. You could do this. It's for a great cause. You could do this. Hot air balloon, no. Great cause at the Omni, yes.
Just think, Chase, do you want to sit in a garden basket or do you want to rappel from a building and be like the total badass of America?
There we go. Garden basket.
I want to sit on a lawn chair and watch you guys do it. How about that?
Oh man.
No, I'll do that. Like I'll do the hot air balloon. Again, I'm questioning my physical ability because you got to know what you're doing with rappelling, and like I'm gonna slip and fall and smack the building.
You're hooked up. The guy that taught me was a guy that goes in when bad storms come in, and he has a chainsaw and he's hooked to a chain and everything else, a rope, and he swings and he chainsaws down branches, and he's like swinging back and forth behind me. And I'm like, stop doing this. And then he's like, you got this. These things hold you. And so I went down. Now, I will tell you this. Our show's going remote in a few weeks down to Florida. I would do a hot air balloon over the ocean.
Oh, yeah. That would be awesome.
Now, I would do that. Now, here, no, because we'd hit one of the trees or mountains around. But I would do that over the ocean.
What about parasailing, Joe?
Pass.
Really?
I ain't parasailing.
What's the difference?
Well, the difference is I'm not doing it. That's the main thing. You know what? I don't know. Maybe I need to start living more, Dr. Crane.
You should. Find a coral reef out there.
You ever hit a coral reef? Hurts.
No.
Ever dated a coral reef?
It hurts. That hurts
rough.
too as well. Well, we got some exciting things planned for this show over the next 3 months. So we'll see if we can tap into our daredevil side. Very fortunate to be able to do that. So we'll see what happens. But I think rappelling is the first step, Chase, because that's coming up close. Dr.
Good luck
Crane,
with that.
Dr. Crane, you're going to rappel, right?
Sure. Yeah, I feel like it's just like zip lining. You're harnessed up the same way. You have everything around your body, and then you just kind of you're dictating how you go down. So you just hold on to the rope. There's a little clasp, I believe, that's harnessed around your waist. You just open it up to let you go down. You close it when you want to stay at a certain spot. I'm pretty comfortable with it. If I get the right proper practice and skills from a professional, we'll be all right.
All right. We're in, man. We're done.
615-737-1025. A lot of these continuing to come in. Jeremy in Clarksville says, you can't fear the might happens. You got to live life. I do live life, but on the ground.
Yeah, that's it. You can't.
Like one of the biggest thrills, it was getting in a race car. Like you did. you did it a few years ago.
Right.
You and I needed the jaws of life to get in and out of these things. But like
It
once
was
I was
rough.
in it and we were going, like it was awesome. Like I could smack the wall if I wanted to.
So let me tell you a quick story from the movie Cars 3. If you've seen it, it's a great movie. There's a scene where Lightning McQueen jumps over a bunch of cars. And the other car, the female car, says, "Wow, how did you know you could do that?" And Lightning McQueen says, "I never knew I couldn't."
Oh, that is a good. That is.
How
a good
did you
line.
know you could do that? And he says, "I never knew that I couldn't."
Yeah,
That's you, buddy.
yeah, that's a
You
good line.
never knew that you couldn't. So
I'm still not going to repel, but
no, we're gonna get you up there. What if it's like Rapunzel lets her hair down? Would you rappel down then?
No, that hurt.
It's her hair, not yours.
I know.
I think
but,
you
like,
could do this.
I don't want her to have to hold my fat ass up there.
We're doing. I tell you, when you hit the ground, not hit the ground. When you land on, well, when you come
You're not
down,
helping me here.
when you come down and when you get 2 feet on the ground, you look back up and say, I rappelled down the side of that building. I mean, it is a really cool feeling.
It's going to be great with, some guy named Jim sitting in the 75th floor, walks out of his room and just sees a yellow streak for me peeing coming down.
I'm telling you, you could do this. Take chances now. You could do this. And again, we'll give you more information when that's happening to Omni. I think it's November the 18th or around there, and to be involved. It's
You
really
can't
cool.
worry about Imagine Troubles.
Now,
Thank you.
shut up.
Right? We don't worry about Imagine Troubles.
You guys are not going to guilt me into
do
It's
this.
muscle memory
Things,
at this point, Chase.
Chase, things happen to us every day in this world that you can't control. What you can control is how you react. So,
Paramedical Henry says, Joe may remember this, but there used to be a guy in the late 80s, early 90s that would fly a Dyna Light. I believe that's what it was called, but basically a lawn chair with a propeller on it. Now that I would do. He would fly over Old Hickory Lake.
did he not crash and die?
don't
Helmet
know.
Henry, if we're talking about the same guy, if I remember correctly, there's one that did that. But yeah, it was basically, you're right, a lawn chair with a propeller that would go flying around. I do remember that.
I think I remember that.
Yeah. So there you go. Everything.
Oh, man. 615-737-1025. We're live at the Omni Nashville Hotel here at Barlines on 1025 The Game.
All right, let me think. Oh, you know what I'd do?
What?
I don't know. I got nothing.
Little Cars reference. So, and Ricky said this in our group chat too, that I'm Lightning McQueen, you're Mater, which might actually be a perfect analogy.
That's fine. Mater's a good old boy. I mean, I watched that Cars, all three of them, a billion times. So it's a good message, man.
And you have mentored me for many, many years.
Yes.
So, it's like Mater has for Lightning.
It's like when Mater messed with that car in Cars, and then Lightning McQueen said, "What did I tell you not to do?" He's like, "To not to." And then one of my favorite lines, and he got in trouble. So, yeah, I mean, I think you could do this, and we'll talk more about that as we go on and get ready
It's
for
all
things.
about
But it's
the shape of your teeth.
Thank you, Mater.
Right.
My good friend Amber has weighed in on our conversation, and she is against the hot air balloon and then small planes and helicopters.
I will not do a helicopter.
Yeah.
I will not. When Rudy retired at Channel 4, he was like, "Hey, do you want to go in the helicopter?" I said, "No, I am not getting in the helicopter."
Yeah, I mean, here's the other thing. Small planes and helicopters, there's a large list of famous people that have died because of crashes, and it's a good point.
But here's the good thing: we're not famous.
Well, that's true. So we're okay. Does that make us okay?
So we'll be fine.
I mean, look, and by the way, College Game Day has made it official. Nate Bargatze will be the guest picker. He is a Vanderbilt fan. Like, it makes total sense.
Absolutely does. So good. They got back to what they're doing and getting a fan of the team, the program, and which is good because they have strayed by getting people on there who are trying to promote things, and it's just not the same. So that'll be fun. That'll be a fun day for everybody over at Vanderbilt campus on Saturday. Early morning, get over there.
I think what I'm picking up on Twitter is people are mad at Danny White because he said there's going to be a national search when they could just hire Josh Elander.
Did he do some comparison between women's basketball and baseball and revenue and things? I just
maybe
trying to find all that, and I could never find it, but I didn't listen to the entire press conference what goes on.
Yeah. So I'll have to go back and fully watch it. But I mean, at this point, you're in fall ball. Like, I would just promote Elander. Even if it's a, hey, we're going to make this an interim for this season and then we'll reevaluate.
Are they in Nashville Sounds this week or next week?
I think it's this weekend.
Yeah. I mean, why not? Just go ahead and keep the train running with the guy that's been up in the engine with the other coach and go. He's going to do things a little different. Obviously, he's not Tony Vitello, but when you got so many people reaching out and talking to you with guys who are tied to that program and saying this is the guy, then do that. If he's qualified, bring him up and let him do it. So, but again, all too often we've seen where they hire somebody completely different, and then 2 to 3 years later they go back to where it was before.
So there's an NFL rumors Twitter account that I think is one of those like kind of compile stuff from different sources, that says the Tennessee Titans have received several calls on Jeffrey Simmons and that the Cowboys and Patriots are very interested.
Ooh.
Both would make a ton of sense.
Get number one. You give me a number one. I got to have a number one.
You got to get a number one, or if you don't get a number one, I'm talking like a couple of 2s and a 3, or like
he's so dominating.
I think you got to get a 1.
And if Pollard's name has been mentioned out there in the trade talks I saw a report that Kansas City may or may not be interested in him. I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, that's something else, too. Look, you're 1-6. You're going nowhere. So tear it down to the studs.
Yep.
And then build it back up. Teams do it all the time.
With some studs.
With some studs.
Find those, like we were talking the other day when you were out, that they only have, I think, that they have 3 picks in the top 100 going into this year's draft. I think you need to double that.
Oh, easily.
And you could. I mean, if you add a first, which I told you the other day, I'm all in on Eli Stowers coming to this team. Like, I think him and Cam together could be.
But of those 6, I need to see 4 of those come in and contribute right away.
Yeah,
right away.
I agree. Do you think a team, if the season continues the way it's going for Vanderbilt, do you think a team takes a flyer on Diego as he may not be a quarterback in the NFL, but maybe like what's the guy in New Orleans?
Taysom Hill.
Taysom
Yes.
Hill. Yeah. As like a H-back tight end.
He's tiny.
That's the
next
problem.
to us.
Yeah.
I think Canadian football is where he goes.
Yeah, and they're changing the rules.
Or
the CFL's going to be NFL rules, basically.
Or Nashville Cats, arena ball. I mean, I don't know. He is so good, but that's a whole different level. I mean, Doug Flutie survived for a long time because he was a great passer. I don't think Diego's a great passer, but it goes back like Tebow. Had Tebow become a tight end or a fullback, I think he'd still be in the NFL. But he's adamant about playing quarterback, and it just wasn't going to work in the NFL playing quarterback with him. So if you're willing to kind of adjust your game a little bit, I think you could survive. But Taysom Hill's a bigger guy, much bigger guy than Diego. I'd love to see him survive in the National Football League, but I don't think nobody's going to take a flyer on him.
Would you? All right, so Dr. Crane just sent us this. Sharm Sports says a blockbuster trade proposal from NFL rumors would send Calvin Ridley to the Giants from the Titans. The Giants would receive Calvin Ridley and a 2026 sixth-round pick. Titans would receive a 2027 third-round pick and a 2026 fifth-round pick should the Titans make that trade.
Holy cow. Get him out of here.
I would do it. I mean, you're getting a third. I would prefer a third this year, but I would take it for next year.
Plus, you get rid of that stupid contract that Rand Carthon signed. So, do it.
Yeah. I'd take that.
Absolutely. So you get rid of that
because
contract.
you're not going to get. I don't even think you get that, but you're not going to get much better.
So if you let go of him and Ridley, if Ridley and Simmons are gone, you're saving $40-something million off your payroll.
Yep. And then you add Restrepo and Kinsey, and you just,
Why is when we talk Restrepo, people get mad? Like you're part of the Cam Boy fan club. No, I want to see somebody on the field who wants to give effort.
Yeah.
Who would like to be out there playing his butt off. Why can't we see this?
Well, because it's people and look, Kuharski's had articles on it. I get it. And Tim Hasselbeck said this on Tuesday. By every metric, he's not an NFL wide receiver.
Right.
I got it. But you think this is an NFL team right now?
Yeah. Dr. Craig, can you find that Hasselbeck clip? I was on the show Tuesday, but you played it for me yesterday about Tim talking about Xavier Restrepo and why he should be called up.
Yeah, we'll play that. Well, how about we play that coming back?
Okay.
We'll play that coming up next. It gives Dr. Crane a minute to find it from Tuesday. Chase and Big Joe live at the Omni Nashville Hotel on this Thursday here on 102.5 The Game. 102.5 the game.
We're efforting one Michael Organ. Okay. Yeah, Nikki says call him. Mike has an article, Chase, right?
Yeah. Nick is – what happened? Okay, let's hear Tim. This was Tim Hasselbeck on Restrepo while we get things situated.
He, by NFL standards, can't run. I mean, that's just
right.
Moral of the story is NFL standards, he can't run. Now, I also think that by University of Miami wide receiver standards, he couldn't run. And I called a number of his games, prior to Cam getting there. He oftentimes, with all these highly rated running backs or receivers or like whoever they had there, he oftentimes was the best offensive player that Miami had. And there's really not a reason for it other than he just kind of was a tough, gritty football player that had to get open. He caught the ball when it was thrown to him, and it didn't make sense, but it worked. So I don't think – now, look, you've got to look at the entire depth chart and things of that nature. But, to me, the idea of, and that's, I think, what I'm saying, too, about guys off the street or practice squad to be like, yeah, you're going to play minutes. Can you play? Can you do this? And I don't think it would hurt, especially if there's, great comfort and familiarity to give him a chance. Does he turn out to be – I don't want to call him Wes Welker or anything like that, but does he turn out to be that possession receiver that you see some teams have that it doesn't make sense, but it just does for the quarterback?
That was Tim Hasselbeck on our show the other day talking about Xavier Restrepo and what he could potentially bring to the Titans.
Yeah,
I was going to let
No,
you.
I mean, I'm all 100%. I've been on this train for 3 or 4 weeks now. When I saw nobody else give an effort, bring him on.
Yeah. By the way, Dr. Crate, are you okay?
I'm good, guys. I was in the midst of calling Mike, and then I was like, "Oh, there's the Tim clip," and I would go back, and I kind of left the chair, and I swiveled a little too hard.
Glad you're okay.
I'm laughing because I know you're okay. So let's bring in Mike Organ of the Tennessean, who joins us now, who had a conversation and wrote an article about Eddie George and his view of the current state of the Titans, and it's making the rounds right now. Mike, thanks for doing this. How you doing?
I'm good, guys. How y'all doing?
Oh, we're just having fun here at the Omni. So what all did Eddie tell you?
Well, I called Eddie to talk about I wanted to do it last week after his big win over Toledo. He won the Battle of I-75, came back from behind 21 points to win that game, biggest comeback in school history. So I wasn't able to get it done last week, so I called him this week and wanted to talk to him about how it's going at Bowling Green, looking back at Tennessee State, and then finally, and Pudge the Cat, obviously. And then at the end, I thought, we'll talk about Tennessee State. The Tennessee Titans. When we got to the Tennessee Titans, Eddie was passionate. I wasn't sure he was going to want to talk about him because he's been mentioned as possibly the interim head coach. A lot of people think he deserves an interview. He got one with the Bears last February. So I wasn't sure how much he'd want to talk about it. He wanted to talk about it, guys. He's like a lot of people, a lot of former players that I've talked to. He's disappointed and very frustrated with the state of affairs with the Titans. Eddie had a unique perception with him being a coach on the quick trigger on Brian Callahan. He thought that was you could tell he thought that was a little too quick. He said he acknowledged it is a results business, but at the same time, he knows that it takes time to build culture and the team the way you want it. So he was a little different than most people about Callahan because most people thought it was time for Callahan to go. And I think Eddie wants them not to make the same mistake this time. He told me he thinks that with all the firings they have made, 2 general managers and 2 coaches in 4 years, that they've set the franchise back at least a decade, 10 years.
Ooh. Wow. Does he place that blame on Amy Adams Strunk?
He said Amy has got to decide. Amy, the way he said it, Amy, the president, the general manager. He said they have got to decide what they want because it doesn't look like they have a blueprint nor an identity like they had when he was there. That was his exact words. He said, when I was there, we had an identity, we had a blueprint to get us where we wanted to go, and I don't think you've got that now.
Wow. Mike Organ is with us.
Were you surprised, Mike? He was his opening. I mean, I know he's passionate, and that's Eddie George, but were you surprised of the comments?
I was very surprised because, like I said, I think he's going to get an interview. I think the franchise has to give him an interview because the Bears gave him an interview. So that did catch me off guard a little bit, how candid he was. But I'm going to tell you, I think he's so passionate about that franchise that he couldn't help himself.
Well, I just don't think I don't – they're years away from winning. And for Eddie, I just don't think that would be a good fit because there's so many things they need to do, and I just don't think he'd be a good fit right now. I think he's doing good where he is, Mike. I just don't think he's ready for this level. That's me.
Oh, no. I don't think he's ready, and I don't think he thinks he's ready. I just think he deserves an interview. I don't think the Bears thought he was ready last year, but he's in that position where he's now getting that kind of attention. I think it's just a exercise in just what needs to happen. And for his good as much as anything else, he's special to that franchise, and they need to bring him in and let him go through the process just to see what it's like. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to insinuate that he thinks or I think he should be the next coach. I've heard other former players say he should have had a shot at being the interim, and I could have seen that. But no, this is just something kind of like what the Bears did last year. I think that's the attention they need to give him.
Well, and I think he's doing great at Bowling Green. He did great at TSU. I think Eddie George's powerful composition of doing things is relating to young men. I think on the NFL level, it oftentimes falls on deaf ears, and that guy is a motivator, and those kids love him. And I think where he is right now in the college game, he's affecting more positive things than he would ever do in the NFL.
I agree with that 100%. And he needs to, he's just in his 5th year of coaching, period.
Right.
No high school, no junior high, no lower level college. He's just in his 5th year total. So he needs to figure out before he makes the move up to how he can do the same thing that he's done on this level, on that next level. So yeah, I totally agree. He's where he needs to be. He's very happy. I think his next move will be to maybe a group of 4 or group of 5, whatever it is now, group of 4 or 5. And then I think after that, then we'll see where he goes from there. But I do think that I was surprised. I didn't think he would be as open about what's going on there as he was.
Well, we it's out there, the Tennessean. You can find it on the website or in the paper, and we appreciate you jumping on last minute to talk about it. Good stuff, Mike.
Okay, guys, good to be with you.
Mike Organ from the Tennessean, our favorite, joining us here on the program.
Finally did something in his 57 years at the Tennessean that's going viral.
Right? That's why he's the pride of Rayon City, man.
I'm good. No, that's good. I mean, him and Eddie have a great relationship. He covered Eddie at Tennessee State. Did he open up to him? Now, does this get back to Amy? Like, all right, here's one of your esteemed former players who thinks you're doing a terrible job.
I hope it does, and I hope that it wakes everybody up over there. I mean, my response, if I'm her, wouldn't be to get mad about his comments. It would be to pick up the phone and call Eddie and go, hey, I'm listening. I want to hear what tell me what you really think and give me some advice on how I can fix this. Now, I don't think she's going to do that, but she should.
God, wouldn't it be great if we get a note tomorrow like, hey, Tuesday at noon, Amy Adams is going to have a press conference that takes any question. That'd be great. That would be so wonderful.
we would figure out a way for us to be there. Because look, as vocal as we have been about that, I mean, even if it's during our show, I'd figure out a way to go over there.
Right, absolutely. Oh no! All right, all right. I want to take this call here.
All right, go ahead,
Scott. You can wait on Restrepo. Tell us why, buddy.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Good.
Hey, so yeah, I mean, I was totally excited to hear that Restrepo was signed, by the Titans at the beginning of the season, and I understand why, he has started, in the beginning of the season. But like you guys said, given where we're at, I was reading, but I wanted to throw this at you guys. So Wes Welker and Damian Amendola. So Wes Welker was a 4.65 guy, and Amendola ran a 4.58 at his pro day and a 4.69 at the combine. Wasn't Restrepo a 4.68 or 4.67?
Yeah, something like that.
And so I also read that in the weeks leading up to Restrepo's combine for his draft day, he was consistently running between a 4.53 and a 4.58. I think he had a bad day. But he's also a slot receiver, and he just reminds you, you can't disregard what he did at Miami. He obviously plays with heart. He's not a freak athlete, but I think he makes up for it with just his love of the game and the way he plays. And it just always think of Wes Welker and Damian Amendola. I don't know. I just kind of wanted to hear your guys' thoughts on that.
So you're for Restrepo playing?
Oh yeah, right now.
Okay,
sure.
good. All right. So you're on our side.
I want to see him. Cool. Yeah, I want to see him.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think. Thanks for the call, Scott. I don't think they have anything to lose at this point.
No, and it's
whether he makes it past this year or not, I don't know. But and I've seen those comparisons out there. But why not? Just give it a chance.
Well, I mean, I was sold on him, but near Tim Hasselbeck, who saw him play many games in Miami, seeing how well he did, was often the best receiver on the field. I mean, come on. I mean, and now why this team is 1-6. And Scott, you make a great point. Your team is 1-6. Nothing's working now. Why not give a guy a shot to see what he could do on Sunday? It's not like he's never played. It's not like he's putting you and me out there.
Yeah.
You're putting a guy out there who knows how to play football. Has caught many a touchdown pass from Cam Ward and from a lot of people in college. Was a great receiver at Miami. We all get caught up in the 4.5, 4.7, 4.8s and all that stuff. Just give him an opportunity. You got nothing to lose on Sunday. Nothing.
So, by the way, with L'Jarius Sneed being on IR, John Glennon tweets this. So, even if Titan Sneed misses the minimum of 4 games on IR, which remains to be seen, he will have missed 16 of a possible 28 games here after signing a 4-year, $76.4 million deal. So, almost half the games.
Terrible.
Or more than half the game. More than half the games.
Yeah, just terrible. Absolutely terrible.
That is crazy. Dustin, we'll squeeze you in real quick on Restrepo. What's up, Dustin?
Gotcha. Hey, guys. Yeah, I agree with the last caller. And y'all hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
I got an echo. Anyway. So there's the full speed. You don't reach it in your first 10, 15 yards a lot of time. And then, you're gassing to the left or right to get away from the defense. The twitch muscles is what you really need to be worried about, because I don't think he's going to be one of those deep passer guys. He's going to be – is he very big at all?
Not really, but he's a slot guy.
Yeah, I really think that he's going to jolt off the line faster than the other guys. He may not have the top speed, but they've been reporting that he got to 21.5 miles per hour in practice. How fast did Derrick Henry run?
Yeah.
22?
That's it.
Right.
Probably, yeah.
All right, let the dude. If he can catch the ball, and he in the college reps rapport between him and Cam Ward carries over into the NFL, just give him a shot. I really think this is the best situation that could happen for this kid if he's going to take off. Because if he's anything like me, if you put his back against the wall and you give him the chance, he's going to shoot off like a rocket.
Look at that! Good job, Dustin.
Good job, Dustin. Thank you for the call.
Rocket
look,
man.
we will continue to bring this up. We'll talk about it tomorrow for sure. Coming up next, we'll tell you what day it is and celebrity birthdays. But right now, caller number 3 at 615-737-1025 will win a pair of tickets to see the Predators take on the LA Kings this Saturday night at Bridgestone Arena with a 7 o'clock puck drop. Caller number 3, 737-1025. Celebrity birthdays next. 1025, the game. Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game, here on this Thursday at the Omni Nashville Hotel at Barlines. We've enjoyed our time here today and looking forward to being at Party Foul tomorrow in Midtown, as we'll be there, DVD will be there, and be ready to go for the Vandy, Missouri game day coming to town.
I am
which is going to
jealous
be
of you guys.
awesome.
Yeah, y'all have fun tomorrow.
Yeah, it's gonna miss you. I know, but you got bigger things.
I
with,
do.
Lennon, your granddaughter turning 1 today.
Yeah, 6:21 p.m. So stop whatever you're doing at 6:21 today and say, "Hey, it's Big Joe's granddaughter's birthday."
And then Saturday is your birthday.
Saturday's my birthday, so her and I are sharing a birthday party together on Saturday. And the best part is nobody cares about my birthday, which
They
is
do not.
wonderful.
Yeah. So looking forward to it tomorrow. With that, real quick, let's get to what day is it and celebrity birthdays.
All right. First, once we have National Canning Day, so make sure you can your olives, I guess. National Crock Day is today, so there's that.
Can we
National
crack our olives too?
Excuse me?
Yeah, exactly.
National Mole Day is today, so if you have a mole, go get that checked out. National Slap Your Irritating Coworker Day, Joe Dubin. Let's see. TV
going
Talk
home.
Show Host Day is today. Shout out to the talk show host.
Because it's Johnny Carson's 100th birthday today.
Oh, is it really?
Yes, sir.
That's pretty cool. Hey, next we have Swallows Depart from San Juan Capistrano Day. So there's that. National iPod Day, National Horror Movie Day, and last but not least, National Boston Cream Pie Day.
Well done. All right, time for celebrity birthdays. You got to get these within 2. Our first birthday, we just talked about him. How old is Doug Flutie today?
Oh, wow. I'm going to say Flutie is 63.
68.
63 exactly. Dr. Crane, you're up now. Former NFL quarterback Mike Tomczak, who was on the Bears team in 85. How old's Mike Tomczak?
I'm going to go 67.
It's a good guess. 66.
63. Chase, you're up. Former New York Mets pitcher Al Leiter.
The Leiter from Vanderbilt's dad, right?
That's right.
64.
62.
60. 2-1. Dr. Crane, you're up now. Nick Bosa.
He is 29.
31.
28. We're tied at 2. Chase, you go next. Dwight Yoakam. How old is Dwight Yoakam today?
70.
72.
69.
Nice.
Chase is up 3-2. Dr. Crane, you go. Weird Al Yankovic.
58.
71.
66. Chase, you go. Ryan Reynolds.
48.
53.
49. Chase up 4-2. Dr. Crane, you go. Eric Bass. He is the bass player from Shinedown.
60.
47.
51. Our final birthday. Chase, you go first. Jimmy Wayne. Country singer Jimmy Wayne.
73.
75.
53. Chase wins 4-2. You got Nick, man, on that one. He threw a long birthday out there, and he didn't know it. So Chase
threw it downfield, and he chased it.
Chase wins again, 4-2. He's got about a 90% winning rate.
Hey, Nick won yesterday against David James. So.
Look, anybody could beat David.
It was Ichiro's birthday yesterday, too, Joe.
It was Ichiro's birthday.
Ichiro, was it really his birthday? Oh, man, dadgummit.
Thanks to the Omni and Barlines for having us here today. I enjoyed having our studio audience. That will do it for us, though.
Yeah, as we talk our show for mental health, the men out there, again, we are grateful for all who've reached out the past 2 years. We need you to keep reaching out, keep talking to somebody if you're going through anything. And now, if you're a loved one and you know somebody in your family is going through some things, talk to them. Open up, talk to them, and let them know that they are loved. On your cell phone, you can call or text 988, or you can go to GameNashville.com, click on the Chase and Big Joe Show. On the right side of our drop down, there is information for Unity Psychiatric Care. I just need you to go there. If you need to talk to somebody, I just need you to go there. It's private, it's secure, it's confidential. I tell you all the time, our world's a better place because you are here. You've got so much to be grateful for and so much to live for. I want you to know that. Know that we love you. And more importantly, more than anything else in this world, God loves you.
Amen to that. Peace, love, rock and roll DVD from Bridgestone Arena. Coming up next here on 102.5 The Game.